Hello, good evening. My name is Richard. This is over and over and over again. It is Matchday Live, and what a big game it is. Bayern Munich versus Arsenal, Champions League quarter-final, second leg. How are you all feeling? Confident? Let's see what happens coming up the other side of this. So it's Matchday Live, Bayern Munich versus Arsenal, second leg of the quarter-final, a place in the semi-final of the Champions League up for grabs. Now, Arsenal haven't been at that stage since 2009. In fact, we've only ever reached the Champions League semi-final twice. Are we going to make it three this evening? It's going to take a big performance, isn't it, away in Bayern Munich following last week's draw at home, and of course the Aston Villa game on Sunday. It's going to be a big test, isn't it, for this Arsenal side? But what is the Arsenal side? Shall we have a look, shall we? This is how the teams line up then for this game this evening. So for Arsenal, in goal it is David Ray at the back four, Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel, and thankfully Takahiro Tomiyasu comes in at left back in place of Zinchenko. In midfield, Jorginho, Rice and Ødegaard, probably our strongest midfield. And then the front three, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Kai Havertz is back in that number 9, false 9 position, whatever you want to call it. So that's a team pretty much what I think all of us would have picked. The subs then for Arsenal, Aaron Ramsdale, Karl Hein, the two goalkeepers, Jakob Kiwior, Alexander Zinchenko, Thomas Partey, Fabio Vieira, Mohamed Elneny, Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, and Eddie Nketiah. And for Bayern Munich then, in goal for them it is Manuel Neuer, their captain. Their back four is Joshua Kimmich, Matthias de Ligt, Eric Dyer, and Nusais Mazarou. In midfield, it's Leon Goretzka, Konrad Laimer, and Jamal Musiala. And their front three, Leroy Sané, Rafael Guerrero, and of course, Harry Kane. So that's your team lineup. So what we're making of that Arsenal team, are we happy with that? I think most of us probably are, to be honest. I think he's made the right changes, reverted back to the team that was doing so well before the Aston Villa game in the Premier League. Made sense to, is that why the changes were made? Because this game's more important than the Aston Villa game? All the games are important, aren't they, at the minute? We're not in a position where we can pick and choose which games we want to turn up for and try and win. We have to try and win them all. And he's reverted to type tonight. And let's see what happens. Of course, Bayern Munich have got their own injury problems. Serge Gnabry, of course, is out, as we know, and Kingsley Coman, who of course replaced him in that game, he's out as well. They've only named 9 players on the bench. We've named 12. So there you go. Nathan's with us, says, hi, Rich, hope all is well. Indeed, it is, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Nathan says, I'm no coach, but I think Bayern are going to go for it. And I think counting on them may be the right approach. Yeah, possibly. I mean, obviously, it's winner takes all tonight, isn't it? So someone's got to win this game, whether it's extra time, whether it's penalties, whatever it is. Someone's going to have to win this tie tonight. And it's going to be the team that maybe takes the most risks. And knowing Mikel Arteta as well as we do, he's quite averse to taking risks, isn't he? So I think he's going to play it quite safe. Yes, he's probably going to look at playing on the counter-attack to a certain degree, but we're not blessed with the abundance of pace, are we? Bayern Munich are more suited to that style, as we saw last week, although, one of their key players, Serge Gnabry, of course, as we know, as we said, is injured, but they've still got quality. They're still a very, very good side, aren't they? And a bit like us now, maybe after Sunday, this is all they've got left to play for, really, isn't it? The Champions League, they're going to win a trophy. So, their league title's already decided. Bayer Leverkusen have already won it. So this is the only option they've got. And for us, it's looking the same, isn't it? It's going to take something a bit special for us to win the Premier League now, isn't it? So we need to focus on this competition and see if we can do it. I say only 2 previous Champions League semi-finals. Getting to the semi-final would be a big achievement for this team and for this manager. But It's not enough, obviously. It's no good winning tonight and then losing in the semi-final and saying, oh, well, that's all right. No, it's not, is it? When you get to a semi-final of a cup competition, you have to win it. It's the same in the league, isn't it? People don't remember the runners-up. They don't remember the semi-finalists in the cup competition that get knocked out. They only remember the winners. So that's got to be the next step for us, hasn't it? You know, we've got to get to the semi-final. Of course, we've got to do that first. But it's no good just getting to the semi-final and saying, well, we've got to play Man City, look how good they are. Or we've got to play Real Madrid, look how good they are. No. We need to go to that semi-final if we get through and say, you know what, why can't we win it? It's a semi-final over 2 legs. And if we play the right game, if we're fortunate with injuries in the next couple of weeks and we can go there with our strong team and we play to the best of our ability, I don't see any reason why over 2 legs we'd have a chance. I'm not saying we can win over 2 legs. I'm saying we'd have a chance. But none of that's going to matter, is it, if we don't turn up tonight? If we play like we did in that second half on Sunday, any part of this game, we're going to be in trouble, aren't we? Let's be honest. So yeah, but it's all to play for, isn't it? Now these are the sort of games that I've been desperate to see how we get on. You know, how desperate to see us playing these games first of all, because it's been a long time, and desperate to see us turn around this kind of bottling mentality that we seem to have. We seem to have when the pressure's on, when it looks like things are going to start getting tough and the pressure's on and every single game you have to win. In the past, that's when we've struggled. And, you know, we saw what happened last week against Bayern. You know, we was in a good position in the game. We was in the lead. We couldn't hold it. And we all know what happened on Sunday in the Premier League where there was big pressure on us. And tonight there's big pressure on us. Let's see. There's pressure on Bayern as well, but they got a result that they would have wanted last week. You know, a draw away from home in the first leg is a decent result, isn't it? And they'll be confident that they can finish the job at home with their fans. Don't forget they had no official fans there last week. You know, there was some in the stadium. So, yeah, I mean, the pressure's on them as well, but they've got that home advantage. And it is a big advantage, isn't it? And we didn't take advantage of that last week, did we? We couldn't get the win. And I'd have been confident tonight, and I'm still fairly confident that we can go here tonight and get a draw. I'm absolutely confident we can do that. And had we won last week, I'd have been really confident that we could do a Man City type performance away from home, hang on for a draw and go through. But now we're going to have to win the game. I mean, yes, okay, a draw, extra time, penalties, we could take our chances, but we have to at some point try to win the game. And that's what worries me, because when we do take those risks is when we could get caught out, you know, because Bayern have got some very, very good players. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one tonight, how we approach it. Obviously, we need to keep ourselves in it. We need to keep it 0-0 for as long as we can. We'll get moments in the game. Of course we will. Every team gets moments, don't they? We'll have chances. There'll be spells when we're on top. And we just need to make it count, don't we? And then obviously defend properly, which we haven't managed to do in the last couple of games, have we? We've not defended well enough. We've gifted some poor goals. And if we gift a poor goal or two tonight, we're going to really be in trouble, aren't we? So, yeah, all to play for, but we have to turn up. There's no doubt about that. Nathan says, I heard some fans on TalkSport saying it's a work in progress. It's been 5 years and huge amounts of money. But, yeah, you see, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's a work in progress in the sense that we haven't reached the pinnacle yet, which is getting these things over the line and winning some trophies. So you could say it's a work in progress, but you could also say, well, this should be the finished article now after, like you said, after nearly 5 years and after the amount of money we've spent, this should be the finished article, shouldn't it? It should be by now. And if it isn't, then obviously there's been problems in the last 4 or 5 years that we haven't got to that stage yet. You know, and I don't think we have. I still think the squad depth isn't strong enough. And we've seen, haven't we? We made a couple of changes on Sunday and look how bad that performance was. And it's happened before. It's not just the other day. It's happened lots and lots of times, hasn't it? We've made 1 or 2, 3 changes to a team and the players that come in aren't quite at the same level. And this is after 5 years and all that money. The squad's not really deep enough. So, you know, this is what we need to sort out and still. So it is a work in progress in that sense. It shouldn't be a work in progress. I think that's the point. By now, we should be settled and we should be ready and we should be in a position where this is it now. Anyway, Josh Kroenke and Stan are both in the crowd tonight. Wow, both of the Kroenkes are there. That's interesting, isn't it? I suppose Josh is there quite a bit, to be fair to him. Stan's not very often around at the games, is he? So it's interesting that he's there tonight. It's a full stadium, of course, at the Allianz Arena, as we would have expected, and the teams are in the tunnel. Now, Arsenal, for some unknown reason, are wearing the green and blue kit tonight, and I'm not quite sure why, because we don't have the best record in that, do we? We've been smashing teams right, left, and centre with the luminous, horrible yellow kit, but we have. I can't remember us winning a game in this green kit. Oh, we probably have. I just can't remember one. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how we've managed to wangle that one when, you know, we should be in the luminous yellow. We've played in yellow before when we played away in Germany. Just a couple of stats for you, not necessarily good stats. The last two times we played Bayern away in the Champions League, we have lost 5-1 on both occasions here, and that's not looking good, is it? We have won here once. That was back in 2013, was it, when we won 2-0 in the second leg? Unfortunately, we'd lost 3-1 at home, so we went out on away goals. But yeah. That's not a great record here. We've only beaten them 3 times in 13 previous meetings as well. Bayern have definitely had the upper hand over us, but this is a one-off game. It's like a one-off cup tie now, isn't it? Winner takes all, winner goes through. And let's see if we can do it. Nathan says, I'm going 2-1. Is that 2-1 to Arsenal or 2-1 to Bayern? I'm kind of, my head is saying 2-1 to Bayern, actually. And my heart is obviously saying that we'll maybe at least get a draw and maybe win it in extra time or penalties. But yeah, I don't know. Terry's with us, of course. He says, good evening, Richard, Nathan, all in the chat. We need to be up for this from first minute to last. If we lose tonight, Arteta needs to do the right thing and Jack at the end of the season. Well, he won't for a start off, will he? Let's be honest. Whether we win this game tonight or not, he's going nowhere either now or at the end of the season. There's no question about that. Anyway, Nathan's out to Bayern. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I kind of think that these are the type of games away from home. I can't remember last time we won a game like this away from home. I don't just mean in the Champions League. I mean anywhere in the Premier League. You know, the big away games when the real pressure's on. I can't remember us going and winning one of these games for a long time. So, and obviously in Europe, we know what a poor record that we've got in the knockout stages away from home in the Champions League. We've not won. In fact, I read a stat somewhere that we've not won away in the quarterfinals or further at all ever in the Champions League. So that's quite a tell. The away leg, that is, obviously, which is probably true when you think about it, because I can remember a few draws away from home. Villarreal back in 2006, Juve in a quarter-final. There was the Real Madrid game, wasn't there, where we drew 0-0. No, we won 1-0 away. Was that a knockout? Oh no, that was in the first knockout game. That wasn't in the quarter-finals, was it? Must be one of the last knockout games away from home we won, I suppose. But anyway, you know, history might be against us, but history doesn't really matter, does it? When it comes to a one-off game, it's all about what happens tonight, and let's see. I'm worried, of course, the last 2 performances haven't been great. Away from home, we've been slightly better, haven't we? When you look at our recent away performances, have generally been solid. The other game at Brighton was a great performance, but none of those teams that we've beaten away from home recently are anywhere near the level of Bayern Munich. And we did get that draw, of course, at Man City, but a draw's not going to be enough, is it, tonight? Would you fancy our chances away in Germany on penalties? I don't think I would. But anyway, let's not worry too much about that. Terry says it is our best chance of beating Bayern. My heart's saying Arsenal, but my head's saying Bayern. 3-2 to us. Well, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? 3-2. I think if we are going to win tonight, I've got a feeling it might either be extra time or penalties. I'm not sure we can beat them in 90 minutes here. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not too confident that we'll be able to. Nathan says, from an Arsenal perspective, this game is so much about mindset. I just think with Bayern being at home and at their experience, they will just show. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Our mindset's 100%. Mindset's always been the problem, hasn't it? With this Arsenal team and this manager, the mindset's the issue. The quality of the players isn't really the issue, is it? I think the squad depth, as I said before, maybe is a slight issue, but it's always mindset, isn't it? And if we can, if we get our mindset right in this game tonight, then we'll have a big chance. If we don't, we've got no chance. Sebaliba says, I think it's going to be a draw. Yeah, I do as well. Yeah. I mean, we saw last week, didn't we? There was nothing to choose between the sides. It was a 50-50 game. Draw was probably the fair result. We had good spells in the game. They had good spells in the game. And in the end, I think everyone would agree last week's draw was fair. So there's not much in it. I think we're very, very evenly matched. It's just who gets it right on the night tonight. Who's got that? Who's going to take that one extra risk that maybe you need to take to go through these type of games? And I don't know. Yeah, you're right. The crowd at home is always an advantage to the home team, isn't it? And we couldn't make it count last week when they had no fans at all. We've got some fans in the stadium tonight. So, we've got a slight more of an advantage in that way, maybe. But it's a very loud, raucous crowd here in Germany. They are going to want to be beating us, aren't they? There's certainly a couple of players in their team from their Tottenham days that are going to want to beat us in particular. So let's see. So he says, I don't think we can cope with extra time tonight and the Prem. We look knackered after losing to Villa. Yeah, we did. But this is a different game, isn't it? It's a different challenge. And I think that, obviously if this was to go to extra time, you do find extra energy, don't you, when the game's so important. So I'm not necessarily worried about fatigue necessarily. My worry is can we make it to extra time? That's the worry. That's my worry at the moment. Have we got it in us to hold this team at bay? Well, not even hold them at bay, just actually go out and try to win the game. But anyway, it's going to be Bayern Munich. They are in white shirts with red sleeves and red shorts. We are in, I say, the green and blue kit. And it's going to be Bayern Munich to get us off and underway. They will be attacking the goal to our right in this first half. And we are going to be getting underway very, very shortly here in the Allianz Arena in Munich. Arsenal need to win this game to keep our season alive, and we are off and underway. The ball goes all the way back to Manuel Neuer, the Bayern Munich goalkeeper, and he kicks it long up the middle of the pitch, and not a great headed clearance, actually. And in fact, the referee's given a free kick anyway to Arsenal, and it was Tomiyasu who stepped in any case. Tomiyasu at left back, of course, tonight. A problem position. It has been a problem position, which makes the loaning out of Kieran Tierney even more unfathomable. When that was always going to, when obviously Duran Timber got injured so early on in the season, the transfer window was still open. We could have kept Kieran Tierney. We could have bought another left back, but no, we didn't. And that has been our problem area. And tonight, Tomiyasu's in there. I've got no problem with Tomiyasu. I think he's a decent player. I think he's a good defender. He can certainly play left back. But my worry is he hasn't played many competitive minutes in recent weeks and months, has he? So that's my worry coming into a game like this, especially playing in a key position. You've got to be switched on. You've got to be ready to go right from the off. And I'm not sure how sharp he's going to be in terms of match sharpness. But anyway, let's see. I've got no problem with him playing. It's quite foggy in the stadium, but I think that's more to do with the flares that have been gone off before as opposed to the weather. But it's hard to see the other side of the pitch. Anyway, Declan Rice has got the ball at the moment. Back in his more normal position, if you like, the number 6, I suppose, one of the double pivots with Jorginho. And anyway, Gabriel's now inside the Bayern Munich half. Arsenal have started quite comfortably. I mean, the fog on the pitch is really bad. You can't hardly see. It is quite difficult. Certainly, you can't see from this side of the pitch to the other side of the pitch. When the ball goes over there, it's difficult to keep a track of it. Maybe in the stadium, it may be slightly easier. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sure it's just the flares that have been let off as opposed to the weather conditions. Because if this was to get any worse, you'd be kind of worried if the game would even get finished. Anyway, Arsenal have kept possession in these early stages here. We've played 2 minutes. Bayern haven't really had a kick yet. And Arsenal now coming forward. Gabriel on this near side. He's got Declan Rice on this near touchline. Seems to have come out to this left-hand side in the Granit Xhaka kind of area. Of course, Granit Xhaka from last season, as we know, played that role so well, didn't he? Scored a lot of goals, and he's just won the league title over here in Germany, hasn't he? So fair play. Or he just given the ball away. I think that was Ben White. And can't really see too much over that side of the pitch because it's still very murky and foggy. So not too sure who's in possession other than it is Bayern Munich. Eric Dyer, that is. Oh, no, that's De Ligt, isn't it? I think. Anyway, he finds Kimmich on this near side. He's a very, very good player. He's had a great game last week, Kimmich. And he basically shut down that side of the pitch. Eric Dyer now does in possession, plays out to that far side. And now Bayern with a little bit of space over on that side there. And Bayern are coming forward for the first time in this game. But we've kind of held up that attack, actually, which was quite good defending. We've got everyone behind the ball now. But Bayern coming forward on his near side. Leroy Sané running at the Arsenal defence inside the penalty area. Leroy Sané twisting and turning, trying to get a shot away. Instead, he's found Kimmich on his far side, chips it across. Shot comes in. Oh, it's just wide at the far post. Was that Harry Kane? Leroy Sané there causing us some problems. And there you go. Almost an early lead. There's a good cross from Kimmich. It was Harry Kane actually hit that on the volley. And it's gone about 4 or 5 yards wide. And that was the first effort at goal for either side in this game. We've played 3.5 minutes. Gabriel with the goal kick. Of course, there was an incident last week, wasn't there, when Gabriel took that goal kick and Thomas Tuchel felt it should have been a penalty. I mean, according to the letter of the law, I suppose he's right because the ball technically was in play and Raya passed it to Gabriel and he picked it up and put it down and take the goal kick. So technically, I suppose it was a penalty. But yeah, the referee made the right decision. It would have been ridiculous to have given a penalty for that. But it's a lesson to Arsenal, is it, not to do that again. Anyway, the fog seems to be clearing. I don't actually think that it was fog. I do think it was the flares maybe from the supporters before the game. It does seem to be clearing a little bit, but it's still quite difficult to see over on that far side of the pitch. Anyway, Arsenal now trying to come forward with Bukayo Saka. We started this game reasonably well, but that attack from Bayern there really did show that, you know, it's going to be a difficult night, of course, for us. We know that already anyway. We didn't need to be reminded of that anyway. Manuel Neuer with the ball kicks it up the pitch and Tomiyasu wins his header. Good header forward as well. But Kimmich is going to let this run out. It's going to be a free kick because Martinelli just pushed Joshua Kimmich in the back there. Mark C says, let's have some May 89 spirit. Yeah, I mean, it's a slightly easier situation, isn't it? One, we haven't got to win by 2 goals. And secondly, this Bayern team are nowhere near as good as that Liverpool team were. So, you know, we don't even need to be as good as that, do we? Anyway, Bayern are coming forward now. They have looked lively coming forward. We knew they would. And their players just slipped over, actually. Again, I can't see really who it is because of the fog, which is starting to clear, which is good news. I'm sure it wasn't fog. Anyway, Bayern coming forward now near the Arsenal penalty. Shot comes in just wide again. Harry Kane. I think he's going to shoot at every opportunity he gets, isn't he, Harry Kane? That great record he's got against Arsenal. Did, of course, score last week as well from the penalty spot at the Emirates. And he does love a goal against Arsenal, doesn't he, Harry? And he's just had another effort there, which has flown wide. So we've played nearly 6 minutes here. The only 2 efforts at goal have both come from the home team, which we kind of expected that to be the case. You know, we're going to have to hang in there, aren't we? And I say we'll have our moments as well, because that's football. No team dominates a game for 90 minutes or 100 minutes, or however long the game goes on for these days. And yeah, both teams always have spells and have chances. And it's just who's going to, if we can take our chance when they come along. I do like this green kit, actually. I really do like it. It's just that we haven't worn it very often, and I can't remember us winning in it, although we probably did at some stage. I can only remember us wearing it maybe 3 or 4 times. We were at Fulham, didn't we, when we lost in December? So that's not a good memory of it, is it? I can't actually remember. Have we won a game in this green kit? I'm sure someone will know. Let me know if we have and what game it was. Possibly one of the Champions League group games away from home. Well, I think we only won one of them, didn't we? Did we wear green that night when we won our away game? Not too sure. Anyway. We need to win in it tonight, one way or the other, don't we, if we're going to go through. So I don't know why we didn't wear the luminous yellow. Is it because the referees are in yellow? Luminous yellow, I don't know. Anyway, we can't worry about that. It's not about the kit, is it? It's about how we play on the night. It's nothing to do with the kit, really, is it? It's just, it doesn't fill me with confidence, that's all. Because I remember the green and blue kit from 1982, which I loved. But we didn't do particularly well in it, did we, that season? Lost 2 semi-finals, in actual fact. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Martinelli on his near side. Or he goes past Kimmich, but he can't get past Leroy Sané. Well, he has kind of got past Leroy Sané. Won a throw for Arsenal. Martinelli, maybe with a little bit of a point to prove. In fact, the throw's gone to Bayern Munich. A little bit of a point to prove, Martinelli. He was left out of the team, wasn't it, at the weekend? He's maybe not been playing his maximum leveled as he in recent games when he's played. I don't think there's much doubt about that. So I think he's got a little bit of a point to prove tonight to show that he is able to perform in a big game and win us. And he's trying to have a shot now, trying to curl it around that far post, but it's gone well wide. But that's Arsenal's first effort of the game. Martinez actually looking pretty lively on that left-hand side, cutting it onto his right foot. got his shot away. Manuel Neuer was fairly confident that was going wide, and I think most people in the stadium were as well. Didn't really pose too much threat, that effort, did it? But it is our first strike at goal, and we've played 8 minutes, so that's a good sign. And I say we will have chances in this game. Absolutely, we will. Anyway, Bayern Munich now over on that far side. Maybe it is foggy because I think maybe the flares and the fog together, and now it's just the fog. It's not actually that bad. Good defensive work there from Bukayo Saka. Declan Rice has got the ball now, and then it's come back here to Gabriel, bringing it forward towards halfway. Bayern's Tomiyasu on this near side. Good to see him back in the team. Hope he's not too rusty because he's not played that much lately, but good to see him back in the starting 11, isn't it, Tomiyasu? Very steady, solid, reliable player that is never ever going to let us down, is he? Anyway, Bayern Munich have won the ball again in midfield. They're playing some good stuff, actually. When they've got the ball, Bayern Munich, you have to say they're looking pretty decent. And that was Guerrero there playing the ball back to Eric Dyer. Now it's with De Ligt, the Dutchman. It's a Dutch referee, actually, as well. Not that that matters too much, but anyway, so far the referee hasn't really had to get involved, has he? There's been nothing for him to get too concerned about. No contentious decisions. It's just been a fairly steady start to the game. I think both teams just trying to feel their way in. Both teams have had little bits of possession. Both teams have had a couple of, well, Arsenal have had one shot a goal. Bayern Munich have had two. That ball dinked over the top. Is that an offside on this near side? It is an offside. It's been given. That was Goretzka, who was offside there on this near side. The ball over the top, and he found himself offside there. Well, actually, he wasn't offside, I don't think. When you look at the replay, that was a bit of a fortunate one. Not that, he was in a wide position. He wasn't in an area that he was going to run through on goal, but it could have been a dangerous situation, couldn't it? But anyway, 10 minutes played. It's still 0-0, so that is still 2-2 on aggregate, as you can see on the screen. And it's been a reasonably decent 10 minutes from Arsenal. We've had a fair amount of control of the ball. And so we've had one effort at a goal, and Bayern have had a couple, but they're going to want a good turn away there from Martin Odegaard in midfield. Touches the ball off here to Tomiyasu in a very central position. Now he fires Martinelli on this near side. He's going to have a run at Kimmich, instead plays it square to Declan Rice. Declan Rice does well. Of course, he's got a great record in Europe, isn't he? He's a holder of a European trophy, isn't he, Declan Rice? Well, he's got a medal from last season. The only one of these players that has. Anyway, Bukayo Saka's cross. It was just overhit there. Martinelli couldn't get there, and it's going to run out of play on this near side. It's going to be a throw to Bayern Munich, which Kimmich is going to take. First time we've really seen Bukayo Saka in this game, wasn't it, there? Over on that far side. He did well. It was a decent enough cross. It was overhit slightly, but again, you see, this is our problem when we don't have a natural centre forward looking to get on the end of those type of balls. And a lot of our attacks end up coming to an end. Anyway, Arsenal won the ball back high up the pitch. Mistake it was. All the balls played through, but it's not going to reach Saka, and it's gone to Manuel Neuer, and his clearance there is, that's well done by Tomiyasu, actually. But anyway, is De Ligt. Plays it back again to Neuer. And Bayern Munich are trying to play it out from the back. And Martin Odegaard there's just conceded a throw. The Arsenal captain involved there with Eric Dyer. A few battles in North London derbies, wasn't there, between those two over the years. Anyway, it is a throw. It's been given as a throw to Bayern Munich. Well, maybe Eric Dyer got the last touch on that. Anyway, we had the benefit of a replay, and for throw-ins, the VAR aren't going to get involved, are they? Anyway, Bayern Munich are trying to come forward. It wasn't a good ball. Well cut out there by Declan Rice. And now Arsenal keeping some possession over on that far side. Marcy says they're pretty clear. Bayern sticking 2 men on Martinelli and Saka all night. Well, I mean, every time when they get the ball, of course, that's what you've got to do, haven't you? You've got to look at the other team's strengths. And we saw on Sunday, didn't we, against Aston Villa, if you shut off those wide areas, we're nowhere near as effective, are we? And that's what Bayern are looking to do. And that's what anyone would do, wouldn't they? Thomas Tuchel's an experienced coach. He knows what he's doing. So, of course, he was always going to make it this type of game. And I say so far, again, a bit like last week, it's very, very even, isn't it? You know, we've had a bit more possession maybe. Bayern looking to spring an attack here when William Saliba almost caught in possession, but they've managed to kick the ball back to Arsenal, but that's gone out for a throw off Kimmich, I think it was. Now the ball's back with Jorginho. Just going to sit in front of that defence tonight, isn't he? To offer that extra bit of protection that we could have done with large parts of that second half on Sunday against Aston Villa, couldn't we? When we got opened up far too easily. Anyway, Saka now finds Tomiyasu quite central when he plays the ball up this near side to Martinelli. He's going to have a run at Kimmich again. Plays the ball in field to Declan Rice. And now it's Kai Havertz. Been a bit quiet so far. Kai Havertz not really had much impact at all on the game. But he's going to have to be patient, isn't he, tonight for his chances. Playing as that false nine. He's not going to get a lot of opportunities. None of our players are. So we're going to have to be clinical when they come along, aren't we? We're going to have to really take those opportunities when they come. Not like last week, of course, when Ben White missed that big opportunity to put us 2-0 up. And then, of course, we know what happened after that. Anyway, Bayern trying to attack over on that far side. That's a foul, is it? It is a free kick. William Saliba it was with the foul on Harry Kane. I'm sure those two are going to have a good battle tonight, aren't they? Anyway, it's Sane now on his near side. He's looked really lively for Bayern Munich in these opening 15 minutes, hasn't he? Already caused us some problems with one really good run. And he's kept possession there, but the ball's over on that far side now. And Arsenal have got their defensive shape back. And looks like there's a goal at the Etihad. Well, they're certainly showing us some action here. Oh, it's a good save. Oh, and it's a goal Real Madrid have scored. It's Rodrigo. So Real Madrid are ahead at the Etihad. So they lead 4-3 on aggregate very early, of course, in the game. And after last week's game between those two that finished 3-3, you'd imagine there's going to be a few more goals tonight. But Edison made the save initially, and then Rodrigo it was who fired it in. So Madrid, it's advantage to Real Madrid at the Etihad. Anyway, that goal, that kick there from Neuer over on that far side, Bayern are coming forward again. I seem to remember last week, whenever there was a goal at that game, there seemed to be a goal in our game. Oh, and there's a big chance here over on this near side. It's Sane again to the byline. Oh, good block there from Gabriel at the near post. And once again, Leroy Sane is causing the problems. He caused us problems last week and he's causing us problems again. Tomiyasu's positioning there wasn't great, was it? And Sane got clear, nice control. Oh, he was just about to pick out. It wasn't Harry Kane, was it? It was, I don't know, it was at the far post. Anyway, it's a corner on this near side to Bayern Munich. It's going to be Joshua Kimmich with it. Looks like it's going to be an outswinger as well by the German right back. And this is a little bit of pressure that Arsenal are going to have to deal with here. Here's Leroy Sane, causing us a lot of problems. That corner to the edge of the 6-yard box, headed out well by Gabriel. And Arsenal get their shape back very, very quickly. But Bayern still in possession. That ball played back into the penalty area. Headed out easily enough by Declan Rice. And in the end, the ball's going to go all the way back to Manuel Neuer. Finds Eric Dyer. Finds De Ligt. He does look like Eric Dyer, doesn't he? They've got the same hair. I said that last week. That was De Ligt. Finds Leroy Sane, who looks like he's up for this tonight, doesn't he, Sane? Again, you see they're maybe targeting that left-back position. And well, Tomiyasu is a lot more solid defensively than Zinchenko or possibly even Kiwior. It's not his natural side, is it? He's more naturally right-sided. And you can see that it's already been a bit of an issue in the opening 17 minutes here tonight. Two of Bayern's dangerous moments have come from this side of the pitch. Arsenal's left with the pace and skill of Leroy Sane. So that is going to be definitely a threat, isn't it, for us tonight? We're going to have to watch. Anyway, Bayern playing this out from the back pretty well under some pressure. Really well, actually. Oh, but then that ball's gone out of play. It was De Ligt there. And they're happy in possession. Bayern, of course, you would expect them to be. This is a quarterfinal of the Champions League. You're not going to find a team that isn't able to play the ball out from the back anymore, are you, at this point? You know, Tomiyasu is going to take this throw. I think it just shows, doesn't it, that what a problem position the left back's been when Tomiyasu has been thrown back into the team for a game of this importance when he's hardly played. in, I can't remember last time we started a game, Tomiyasu. So it just goes to show, doesn't it, how much of a problem area the team that is. It has to be solved in the summer. There's one or two areas that need to be solved in the summer, including the centre forward, as we know. And I'm not confident that's going to happen. But certainly the left back needs to be sorted. The left back position does need to be sorted. Jorginho's just given away a free kick in midfield, and he's chatting there to the referee. And it is going to be a free kick to Bayern Munich. He was a little bit too eager to try and win the ball there, Jorginho, wasn't he, from behind? He was never going to get there. A bit of a silly foul. He's maybe a bit fortunate not to get a yellow card, actually. It was on Musiala, and the referee decided not to book him. But you can tell by the conversation that they had that probably next time he does anything similar, he will be getting a yellow card. Anyway, Bayern are now in possession again, comfortable. They're not sort of overly committing. They're not forcing it, are they? They're just keeping possession, waiting for their moments, and Leroy Sané might well try and produce one here. But he's held up briefly, plays the ball back to Goicheska. Now he finds Kimmich on this near side. Bayern just slowing the play down briefly here. Almost said they're waiting to pounce. There's a mix-up there, and Arsenal can pick the ball up. Tomiyasu finds Jorginho, plays it forward to Martin Odegaard, touches it off to William Saliba, and now it's back with Declan Rice. And it was a mistake there from Bayern Munich, and Arsenal quickly regained possession. And that's been the story of this sort of game so far. We played 19 and a half minutes, and it's been one team having a spell of possession and then giving the ball away, and the other team having a spell of possession. This is Arsenal's turn now with Declan Rice. Pings the ball out to that far side to Bukayo Saka. It's a good pass, a good take as well by Saka. And the ball's chipped into the box towards his far post. Is it going to come all the way through to Martinelli on this near side? It does. He's going to have a little run at Kimmich again. Plays it back to the edge of the box to Declan Rice. Can he get a shot away? He can, but it's deflected away, defended well by Bayern Munich. But Arsenal picked up possession again with Gabriel. He wanted to run inside from Tomiyasu, didn't he? Instead, Declan Rice finds Martinelli. He's seen a lot of the ball in this early stage, hasn't he, Gabriel Martinelli? He's now back with Gabriel. That's a good ball. Tomiyasu, can he get across in? He pulls it back to the edge of the 6-yard box, but there's no Arsenal player there. No one attacking that near post area, and Bayern can clear that away. But not very far because William Saliba picks it up, finds Declan Rice. This is a good spell from Arsenal. Martinelli, can he go around the outside or will he cut in? He tries to cut in. It's a nice little 1-2 inside the box. Martinelli's running through. Can Martinelli score? No, he can't, because Manuel Neuer's there. Really calm under pressure, the experienced Bayern Munich goalkeeper, and just picked the ball up inside the penalty. That's good play though from Martinelli again. I said he'd be up for this game. He's certainly looking our most lively attacking player in these opening 21 minutes. Bayern Munich 0, Arsenal 0. That, of course, is still 2-2 on aggregate from last week. Don't forget, away goals don't count. So a 0-0 draw or 1-1 draw will still lead to extra time and potentially penalties after that. So the away goals don't matter. It's just the aggregate score these days, of course, since they scrapped that. Was it two or 3 years ago now? 2 years ago, was it? They scrapped the away goals rule, which was something I've been crying out for ages, because to me, a goal is a goal. It doesn't matter what ground you score it on. It's still a goal, isn't it? And is an away goal more difficult to score than a home goal? Maybe not, because sometimes you get more counter-attacking opportunities away from home. So it was a right decision to scrap it. It should have been scrapped years ago, especially as we've gone out of Europe several times on away goals, haven't we? So it would have been quite handy for us if they'd scrapped it a long time ago. But anyway, they have scrapped it now, and it's good. And I say just as well for tonight as well, because it would have meant we would have needed potentially to score 2 goals for a draw to even take it to extra time. Anyway, Bayern now coming forward over on that far side. This is really good play. This is where they're dangerous in the wider areas. They've got a player over. If he makes the right pass, he's found the right pass. The cross comes in. Oh, right away across the goal there. Another big chance for Bayern Munich midway through this first half. And that was Maari there on that far side. It's a good run, actually. Look at that run he made from fullback position. He was onside, and his shot or cross was deflected, and there was no Bayern Munich player inside the 6-yard box anyway. And that deflection there from Ben White was probably just enough, although I think David Raya just behind him would probably have got there. Anyway, the ball's gone out. It is a corner to Bayern Munich on this near side. Their second corner is at our third. Is going to be Joshua Kimmich with it. 23 minutes played. at the Allianz Arena. And it's a good corner to the edge of 6-yard box. Headed away again by Gabriel, I think it was. Rose highest to just get us a little touch on that, and it was enough. And now the ball's gone all the way back to Manuel Neuer in the Bayern Munich goal. Just outside the centre circle, he is in a luminous green kit. The Bayern Munich captain, and that's a good ball out to that far side. Bayern now having a good spell. Arsenal just had a good spell for a couple of minutes. Now it's Bayern's turn. That's how this game's it's been so far, and I think that's how it's probably going to play out for most of this evening until maybe we see a goal, and that might well change everything. Anyway, Bayern are now coming forward again. A shot from outside the box. Good save from David Raya. Kimmich now, can he get the ball back into the box? He chips it up towards the far post, headed away, and then Tomiyasu clears it away again, and a good effort that was. A good save from David Raya. Bayern putting on the pressure now. This game is certainly finally poised, isn't it? And it certainly could go either way still. And we're what we've played midway through this first half. And Bayern back in possession again. With Goitstra, plays it back to De Ligt. Now it's with Eric Dyer over on that far side. The former Tottenham man, of course. And there's another one in the forward position, but Dyer plays out to that far side instead. And then it goes all the way back to goalkeeper Manuel Neuer. And he just touches the ball off to De Ligt. Now he finds Kimmich on this near side. Arsenal not really had too much possession in the last 2 or 3 minutes, have we? It's been all Bayern, although all this possession is in their own half. But they've had a couple of efforts at goal, haven't they, recently, which has caused a few hearts to flutter in that Arsenal ranks. But it remains 0-0 on the night, and of course that is 2-2 on aggregate. Anyway, Bayern coming forward again over on that far side. This time the ball played. Harry Kane touches it off. They've got a couple of players over on this near side, actually. Kimmich here is one of them. Can he get a cross in? He's got Leroy Sané faced by Tomiyasu. Goes past Tomiyasu once, goes past him again, plays the ball back again to Kimmich. He puts a cross in. It's a decent ball. Good header away by William Saliba it was. And now Saka should be able to keep possession for Arsenal and bring the ball up the pitch. He's done well there, but he runs into a little bit of trouble. And now the ball is back with Manuel Neuer. Again, that's a good attack from Bayern Munich. They've certainly been the better team for the last 5 minutes or so, haven't they? And that was just following a good spell from Arsenal just before that. But anyway, it's been quite even, I suppose, over the course of these 26 minutes. And it's very even in terms of the scoreline, isn't it? It's still 0-0 tonight, 2-2 on aggregate. Man City, remember, losing 1-0 at home to Real Madrid. So will it be Real Madrid in the semi-final? Anyway, still a long way to go in both of these games yet. Leroy Sané again on his near side. He's quite happy to take on Tomiyasu, but he does well that time. Tomiyasu, and then Arsenal win a free kick for a foul on Jorginho. But that was much better there from Tomiyasu. He's caused him a few problems, hasn't he, Leroy Sané? But Tomiyasu dealt with that one really, really well. Stepped in, won the tackle, and gained possession back for Arsenal. Now it's with Tomiyasu again inside the centre circle in that inverted role. Arsenal now coming forward, that ball over the top. Is it going to fall for Martin Odegaard on the edge of the box? It does, but there's 2 Bayern players there. They deal with that pretty easily, actually. And Martin Odegaard brushed off the ball. He was brushed off the ball quite easy a couple of times in that second half against Aston Villa, wasn't he? And he was just brushed off the ball a little bit too easy there as well. Anyway, Martinelli now on this near side was a bit frustrated by the lack of movement in front of him. Kai Havertz has been a passenger so far in this game. I'm not necessarily saying it's his fault. He's not really getting any sort of service at all, is he? But he's not exactly helping himself. He's not making the best runs, is he, to try and get himself involved in the play. Anyway, Jorginho now plays it forward to Martin Odegaard again. Touches it off to Ben White. Jorginho twisting turns and then ends up going back to William Saliba. Gets it back again. Jorginho plays the ball forward up that far side. This is a good ball. Ben White's in. Can he get the cross in? He does. Is he going to fall to Martin? No, it's not. It's cleared away again by De Ligt. That was that time. And Bayern now looking for a counter-attack, but Arsenal pick the ball up again with Jorginho. They had a decent start to this game. The Italian finds Declan Rice. And this has been a good spell again now for Arsenal. I keep saying it's one team has a good spell than the other. And that's definitely what's been happening here. And there is very, very little to choose between these two big names of European football, where, of course, Bayern have got their history, certainly in this competition, having won it multiple times, and Arsenal yet to win it. And that's one thing that will always stick in our throats, won't it? The fact that we've never, ever won a Champions League. And at one time, it wasn't too bad when it was just Liverpool and Man United had won it. But now, Man City have won it, Chelsea have won it. It seems everybody won it except us. We need to put that right. Not sure if this is going to be the year to do it, but if we can get through this game, we'll have a hell of a chance, won't we? Mark C says our crossing not up to par tonight so far. No, it hasn't been, no. I think there's been some half-decent opportunities, and some of the crosses I don't think have been bad. It's just that there's been no one attacking them. Anyway, we've got an opportunity now to maybe put a cross in. Saka's got the ball back again over on that far side, plays it into Martin Ødegaard again. He's maybe muscled out of it a little bit, but he does pick the ball up again, tries a shot from a distance. Oh, and Manuel Neuer had to make a save there. Did that get a deflection? Because it seemed to catch the German goalkeeper out there, actually, Martin Ødegaard's shot. He lost the ball initially, and then it fell kindly to him. I think it was Tomiyasu that won it. I don't think it was actually deflected. Maybe Manuel Neuer made a bit more of a meal of that than he needed to, in actual fact. Because they're just showing the previous save there from David Raya. So both goalkeepers now have had to make a save in this game. And Arsenal now coming forward again. Neuer's out of his box. That's a really good save actually there from Neuer again. But Saka over on that far side. Arsenal still in possession. Saka again crosses it in. Again, it's not a great cross, is it? And it's headed away in Declan Rice. But in fact, the linesman flags up for offside anyway. None of that would have mattered. But Arsenal suddenly having a good spell here. And it was a good save there from the goalkeeper. I'm not quite sure why he made such a meal of it, because it wasn't deflected in the end, and he seemed to catch him out a bit. But he's just done really well again, actually. It was Kai Havertz running through, tries to take it round him, but that was good goalkeeping there. And as we know, if a goalkeeper gets it wrong, actually, maybe he just sort of maybe misread the flight of the ball a little bit. But it's a decent save anyway. Nathan says tense. That's a very good way to describe it, isn't it? Tense. That is a good word to use for this particular game. Half an hour played. It's certainly an interesting game, isn't it? And it's certainly a game that could still definitely go either way. There is nothing to choose between these two teams. Mark C says, nice to take a shot from distance like that more often. Yeah, I mean, Ødegaard will have a go, won't he? But yeah, to me, it's worth taking a shot more, isn't it? If you don't shoot, you don't score. That's the way it is, isn't it? Anyway, Jorginho now coming forward. Martin Ødegaard again just inside the box. Tries to play it in. The shot comes in. Oh, that was a big chance there for Martinelli. He's fired it straight at Manuel Neuer. And that was a big chance, wasn't it? It was a nice ball played into him there. Martin Ødegaard it was. And he found a little bit of space there in front of De Ligt. And he maybe should have... Anything either side of Neuer would have caused the German goalkeeper a problem there. It was far too straight, but that was nice play from Arsenal. Probably the best we've produced so far, in actual fact, and it led to a shot on goal. We've had a couple now, haven't we? Neuer's been the busier goalkeeper. David Raya's had one save to make, and now Neuer's had what? Three saves to make. But that was a big chance, wasn't it? And Mark C says it. Oh, Nelly, indeed, yes, that was the moment, wasn't it? Maybe. For us to get the lead. Anyway, it's now Leroy Sané running at this Arsenal defence. It's going to be Bayern's turn now to cause a problem. Good defending again, and that was by Jorginho. And now Arsenal playing it out from the back. But it does go back to David Raya. And he plays it to Gabriel just inside the Arsenal penalty area. 32 minutes played. It's still 0-0 on the night. And it is tense, as Nathan said. And you do feel, a mistake at the back there by Gabriel, giving the ball to Harry Kane. He's made up for it though with a good tackle there, and a mistake. You can't afford to make too many mistakes. Luckily, he was far enough out from the goal, and it wasn't in a dangerous position. But it was a bad mistake there from Gabriel, and Arsenal had to work hard to try to retrieve that ball, and luckily we managed to do so. And it did end up in a throw to Bayern Munich, and they are in possession again on this near side with Kimmich bringing it forward. Sane is outside him as he's been most of the evening so far. He's got the ball again, Leroy Sane. Such a good player, isn't he? Well, that's a good ball as well, actually, inside the inside left position. Kimmich has got it again. Bayern are now looking for that opening. This is nice play. This is really good play, actually. The shot, though, is blocked right on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. There's a Bayern Munich player down. And they're still in possession, so they keep playing on. Eric Dyer plays it out to that far side. He's back up on his feet again. Not sure who it was that went down. But there was a good block, actually, on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area there as a shot came in. And it was well blocked. I think it might have been Declan Rice. Anyway, Bayern Munich are now coming forward over on that far side. And they're having their little 5-minute spell. It seems this game seems to have been in 5-minute spells, doesn't it? Each team having a good 5 minutes and then the other team coming back at them for 5 minutes. Anyway, it's now Leroy Sane again. Plays it in field to Kimmich. Those two have linked up really well. It's another good ball inside. It's inside the penalty on its near side. That's a good tackle there from Jorginho on Musiala. It's going to be a corner, though, to Bayern Munich. And we've got 11 minutes of the first half remaining. Nice play, though, there from the Germans, former champions. And Jorginho did really well there. Inside the penalty area, you've got to get your tackle right, haven't you? Or you know what can happen, as we saw last week at the Emirates. Anyway, it's a corner to Bayern Munich again. They've had 3 or 4 corners all on this near side. And everyone so far has gone to the edge of the 6-yard box and we've headed it away. This one goes shorter instead. And it's going to be this time another cross. It's blocked there by Bukayo Saka. And it's gone out for a throw. I don't know what Saka's holding his head for here. I thought it hit him on the back. Anyway, Nathan says, dangerous player, Musiala making some clever runs. No, he's looking good, isn't he? He's playing in that sort of position, isn't he? Just behind Harry Kane. Oh, that cross did hit him on the side of the head, actually. Bukayo Saka knocked him flying. Good defensive block, actually, but he's now getting back to his feet again. And Arsenal have come over to this near side to get a drinks break and obviously to what's happening there? All the Arsenal players had gone for a drink and Bayern Munich wanted to take it quickly. And the referee wouldn't let them. And suddenly Arsenal are in trouble there. And all the players had to run back. And that's the problem, isn't it? You know, Arsenal are so keen, or Mikel Arteta are so keen to keep giving instructions to everybody that he's maybe not always switched on to what's going on in the game. There's a bit of confusion here. It is a throw to Bayern Munich. They wanted to take that while the Arsenal players were still in a little huddle on this near side. A little bit cheeky from the Germans there, but, you know, I guess there'd be nothing in the rules necessarily to stop them doing that, but the referee wasn't having it. And they've just given the ball away, actually. And that's a throw to Arsenal, which Martinelli's going to take. And Kai Havertz has just won another throw for Arsenal. That was a strange moment, wasn't it? Very strange. The way that the Arsenal players suddenly the panic on their face as if to say, oh dear, we're going to, you know, we'll be in trouble here. But anyway, the referee saw sense and stopped that from happening. But Arsenal just need to be, you know, a little bit aware of that, you know. Just because there's a slight little injury to Bukayo Saka, that's all it was. You know, trying to use that opportunity to get some tactical information. Anyway, is there a foul on Harry Kane? Doesn't matter because, in fact, I think the referee's given a free kick. Jorginho tied it up anyway. Gabriel has got his arms outstretched as if to say, nothing wrong with that, ref. But you know what Harry Kane's like? He's always going to back into you as a defender. You know that's what he's going to do. Any slight touch on him, he's going to go down, isn't he? That's what he's going to do. So you know what you are. You know where you are with Harry Kane, don't you? As a defender, you know what he's going to do. He's just trying to deal with it, isn't it? Nathan says Jorginho's playing well. Yeah, these are the type of games, aren't they? This is what Jorginho is for, isn't it? These type of games, because he's got that experience, hasn't he? And you can see he's tidying things up really well. He's always neat and tidy with the ball, isn't he? And Arsenal won the ball back high up the pitch. Declan Rice finds Martin Odegaard. Kai Havertz pulls it back. It wasn't maybe the best ball, actually. And Arsenal had a good chance there to create an opportunity. It's now gone out for a throw on this near side. And was it Declan Rice won the ball there high up the pitch for Arsenal? And is that a foul on Martinelli? The referee's given. Not really sure what he's given. Anyway, it was a mistake there from Bayern Munich, and we were straight in there. Martin Odegaard, it was found Kai Havertz. He tried to pull the ball back when, I don't know, I mean, that sort of position there, you'd want him to maybe take a touch and try and get on the end of it. Mark C says that's the place to give away free kicks back at the halfway line. Yeah, exactly, yeah. You know, Martin Odegaard's gone down following that last attack. He was caught maybe just after he played the ball through. He's holding his knee. I'm sure he's going to be okay. It is a free kick to Arsenal, though, over on this near side. It was a foul on Martinelli just in the previous attack. And Martin Odegaard's back on his feet again. He's not moving particularly freely at the moment. But with only, 6 minutes to go, 7 minutes to go till half-time, I'm sure they'll try and get him at least through till half-time. Anyway, it is a free kick to Arsenal over on this near side. We've scored some goals from these kind of situations, haven't we, this season? But this is going to be Declan Rice to take it. Martin Odegaard maybe still feeling his knee. He would normally take these, wouldn't he? But it's going to be Declan Rice instead on this particular occasion. Chips it in towards the edge of the 6-yard. It's not a bad ball. It's flicked on by Kai Havertz, I think it was, but he didn't get enough purchase on the ball, and it was quite comfortable there for the goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer. But that was a decent ball, actually, from Declan Rice. It's that area where the defender's not sure what to do. They're facing their own goal. It's a tough one, isn't it? And in the end, it was a little flick there from Kai Havertz, but he maybe didn't quite get enough on it. Had he maybe managed to get a better connection on it, he may well have been able to find a corner of the net, but instead it was comfortable for the goalkeeper. And now Arsenal having a decent spell. It's Arsenal's turn now, isn't it? We've now turned up the pressure. And it's Bukayo Saka over on that far side. Finds Declan Rice. This is nice. Martin Odegaard inside the box, but the pass to Saka was cut out. And then Manuel Neuer kicks it clear. Oh, nearly a mistake at the back there from William Saliba under pressure from Harry Kane. He was last man as well. Going to be losing the ball there, and he didn't, luckily. Declan Rice now chips it towards this near side, headed out by Kimmich. And now Leroy Sané in possession, but he's lost out there. Caught in possession he was. And Kai Havertz now touches off to Odegaard. Now Declan Rice. Last 5 minutes of the first half. Odegaard looks like he's back to full capacity again after that little knock he got on his knee a few moments ago, which led to that Arsenal free kick, which was nearly produced a goal. Arsenal going forward again on the edge of the box. Again, though, they've defended it well. Now it's Tomiyasu, a little bit of space, finds Martinelli on this near side. Gabriel Martinelli's looked dangerous, hasn't he, every time he's had the ball. Tomiyasu now lines up a cross. Not a great cross, but not a great clearance either. Shot comes in from the edge of the box. Was that Ben White, actually, there? Nice first touch, and then he got the shot away, but it's gone high over the crossbar into the crowd behind that goal. The Bayern Munich fans. And we are coming down towards halfway, so that's what, 3/4 of this tie play. There's still nothing to choose between these two sides. Nothing to choose at all. This game could go either way. And at this point in time, you wouldn't really want to put money on who's going to win, because both teams have had some good moments, good strong moments in this first half. Both teams have had some opportunities, and both goalkeepers have had to be called into action. And we are coming up towards half time. It's been a good first half in terms of it's been an engaging first half, I would say. Not overly exciting, but it's certainly been an enjoyable first half with lots of good stuff, lots of kind of, both teams have had spells in the game where they've looked dangerous. And yeah, it's still very, very even, isn't it? And the first goal tonight could well be so important, couldn't it? To give one of these teams the initiative. And as things stand, it's difficult to know which one that may well be. Gabriel now in possession, touches the ball off to William Saliba. It goes square to Jorginho. Now it's back again with William Saliba into the last 2.5 minutes of the first half. There'll be a little bit of stoppage time, 1 or 2 minutes, won't there? The train has been on for Bukayo Saka. Martin Odegaard just briefly went down as well. So we may have 1 or 2 minutes. They don't tend to have a lot of stoppage time usually in the Champions League. They're nowhere near as much as you get in the Premier League. So I wouldn't be expecting too much in this first half, because it's flowed pretty well, hasn't it, so far? Anyway, Tomiyasu now in possession for Arsenal, plays up this near side, looking for Gabriel Martinelli, plays it back to Gabriel. Now it's with William Saliba. Arsenal's familiar pattern of play. Saliba now brings it forward, but in the end passes it back instead to Ben White, goes up the line to Martin Odegaard. He's done well, Martin Odegaard, manages to get the ball in field, but Saka couldn't get there, and now Bayern Munich have got a chance to come forward themselves. And it is Leroy Sané on this near side. He's not maybe had as much impact as the half's grown on after a really bright start from the former Manchester City wide player. Anyway, Bayern Munich now are coming forward into the last 90 seconds of the first half. It's looking like it's going to be goalless at the break. And it was Bayern, of course, who led at half-time last week, didn't they? At the Emirates. After Arsenal's bright start, but very, very little to choose here. This game's got extra time and penalties written all over it at the moment, hasn't it? But there's still a lot of time left, so let's not worry too much about that for the time being. We're into the last minute now of the first half. And Bayern just keeping some comfortable possession. Now it's with Kimmich on this near side. Midway inside the Bayern Munich half. And just touches it back to De Ligt, and he goes long over on that far side. It's a decent ball. Ben White should win that header, and he sort of does. And Bukayo Saka's going to pick up this loose ball, but he can't get away from the defender there, and the ball's now back with Eric Dyer. We're going to find out how much stoppage time there's going to be, but not too much, we don't imagine. Anyway, Arsenal have won the ball back again, and now we've got a player over on this near side. But Declan Rice had to stretch it there. Tomiyasu going to have to try and keep this in, and he can't. It's a throw to Bayern just inside the Arsenal half. Mark C says, Tommy using his pace, Nelly using his pace to get back and help out Tommy. Good lad. Yeah, he needs to as well, doesn't he? Because there's going to be 1 minute of stoppage time, by the way. 1 minute. Yeah, we thought there wouldn't be too much. And yeah, it does look as though it is going to finish at half-time 0-0 and 2-2 still on aggregate. But yeah, Martinelli's worked hard to try and shut down this near side, which has caused us one or two. Well, early in the game, it caused us one or two issues, but not really for quite a while now. We seem to have stopped that flow. Anyway, it is now Bayern Munich coming forward. Ball up this near side. This time it is Leroy Sané again. This time Martinelli's across there. Leroy Sané's gone past him. He looks so elegant with the ball, doesn't he, Leroy Sané? And you know he's got that turn of pace as well. Anyway, it is now Goitzka coming forward for Bayern Munich. Plays it back. And they're going to finish this first half in possession, Bayern Munich. Are they going to be able to create an opportunity from it into the last 10 seconds of this first half? And I don't think Bayern are too bothered now. I think they'll be quite happy to see half-time at 0-0. And there it goes. The half-time whistle. It is Bayern Munich 0, Arsenal 0. Very, very little to choose between the sides, you have to say. Not quite as open as last week, was it? When it was 2-1 at half-time and there was lots and lots of chances. There's been one or two moments from both teams. We've had a couple of opportunities, haven't we? And Neuer's had to make a couple of saves. David Raya made a big save as well. And Bayern had one or two other efforts. But at half-time, it's 0-0. Remains 2-2 on aggregate, and this could go either way, couldn't it? Nathan says, interesting first half, toss of a coin. Could come down to the individual bit of quality. Mark C says he blew up right on the button. Yeah, if you notice, Champions League referees tend to, don't they? You don't get a lot of overly added on time, which I prefer. You know, the game's 45 minutes. You know, we don't want to be playing 50 minutes a half, do we? Which sometimes we get. So, no, I'm happy with that. And I think that was about right. Not many stoppages, really. And, yeah, 2-2 on aggregate, you have to say that's a pretty fair reflection. But something's going to have to give in this game. Someone's going to have to win. But anyway, let's see what's been going on in the wonderful world. Let's have a look. So Real Madrid are still leading at Manchester City by 1-0. And the second legs haven't quite had the excitement that the first legs have, had they, so far in terms of goals and stuff like that. But they was never going to, were they? I think we're always expecting 2 tighter games tonight. And there's only been 1 goal so far. And that's at Real Madrid. Well, it's at the Etihad. Real Madrid have scored it. Mark C says, we've got every reason to be positive. Well, we've got every reason to believe we can still go through. Absolutely, of course, yeah. But then, so have Bayern Munich, I would say, after that first half. There's literally nothing to choose between the sides, is there? And if the second half follows a similar pattern, and it ends up, for the second round in a row, we go to penalties, I don't think too many of us will be too surprised looking at the 2 games or a game and a half so far. But something's going to have to give, isn't it, if we're going to get a winner without the need for penalties. But let's see. I think there's still a little bit of sort of caginess, isn't there, between neither team wants to take too many risks quite yet, because obviously, I say that first goal is going to be so important, isn't it? So, let's see how the longer the game develops, it's going to be maybe who's going to play their trump card first. Is it going to be a substitute off the bench? Is it going to be just maybe pushing an extra midfield man a little bit further forward? Is it going to be something like that, just a change of team shape or tactics? Is that what's going to happen in the second half? But something's going to have to give, isn't it? So we will have to see what happens. Rejander's with us. Hey, my friend, he says, hi, Rich, hit the likes for more goals. Yeah, give us a like. It normally helps to get goals, doesn't it? When there's more likes, more goals tends to be the rules. So you can help the team out as well, can't you, if you're watching? Help the team out by giving us a like, and then we might see a goal or 2 in the second half, mightn't we? Which would obviously put us through to the, obviously a long way to go. It wouldn't just be 1 goal, wouldn't probably be enough, would it, to begin with? But it depends when we score it, I suppose. If we score it in the very, very last minute, then I suppose it could be, couldn't it? But anyway, let's see what happens in the second half. Still a long way to go, of course, in this game. But we're still definitely absolutely in it, aren't we? I said before, we want to try and keep it tight, keep it at 0-0, and then build our way in. Rajendra says there, great to hear your commentary rather than criticism. Well, I'll only criticise when criticism is necessary. It's not been necessary tonight, has it? We're doing a decent job, we're keeping the game in our hands, aren't we? We've played some nice stuff. We've had to defend at times, and we've defended well. We've posed a threat, and we've dealt with them, with their threats fairly well, haven't we? I mean, they've had 1 or 2 chances, of course they have. But I like to think, and you might disagree with me, mate, and I'm sure there's other people do as well. I like to think I'm fairly fair. I don't criticise for no reason. I don't want to criticise. I don't want to have to criticise. I want to have to be praising the team for how well they're playing. But when that isn't the case, when that isn't happening, and that does happen, so that's when I only criticise if I have to, if I feel it's necessary, and it's just how I'm feeling at the time. And I say tonight, it's been great so far, isn't it? We've done exactly what we've needed to do. The only thing's missing, of course, has been that goal. But that's the hardest part of football, isn't it? To score a goal, you can do everything else, but scoring a goal is the hardest thing to do in football, isn't it? So let's see if we can find one in the second half, and will 1 goal be enough? We'll have to wait and see. Nathan says they're being the club's critical friend. Well, I just think that it's what's important. I think, and I think it's important to try and be honest. Of course, we want our team to win. We want our team to do the best that we can do. But it's no good just being completely biased and ignoring some facts that are there. I mean, on Sunday, for example, it was really, really difficult to find any positives there in that second half in particular, wasn't it? So, we were all very frustrated and all that kind of stuff. So, yes, that's what happens sometimes, it's how it goes, isn't it? Avendra says it's a chess game keeping you on your toes. That's absolutely a chess game. Yeah, it is. This has been really, really much so. It could easily go either way. Absolutely, still. And I certainly don't feel as though we're almost definitely going to win. But equally, I don't feel as though we're almost definitely going to lose. I feel as though it's going to be, it could go either way. 100% it could. But let's see what happens in the second half. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? It's definitely going to be interesting. There's no doubt about that. Now what's going on here? My fire stick's just gone stupid. What's happening here? I'm in the App Store. I don't want to be in the App Store. Oh, it's all right. I think it's my remote control, actually. I don't know if the batteries are running out of my remote control. I'm not sure. Maybe they are. Anyway, I'm just trying to sort me stuff out. It's all gone stupid. My thing's gone mad. Anyway, right. Oh, I see why. Yes, it hasn't caught up with itself. Right. Anyway, we're going to get there. Don't worry. We'll be back. It's only half time. Anyway, nothing's happening, is it? We're not missing anything because it's only half time. But we'll only be missing some nonsense. That's I don't even know who the guests are. So we have a look and see if we can see who the guests are. Let me get back where we were. Which was there, wasn't it? For some reason we got disconnected. I don't know why. Anyway. Oh, what's happened here? Saying it's offline. Can't be offline, can it? Hang on 2 minutes. We're going to have to go back again, aren't we? I don't know what's happening. Let's see if we can find what we're doing here, shall we? My fire stick's just gone crazy. Crazy. Right, let's see if we work now. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, don't know what's going on. Still saying offline. Can't be right, can it? Is all of it offline? Is anyone else having issues with TNT Sport, or is it just me? Let me see if anything else. See if I can get anything else first before I start worrying if it's them or if it's me. Is it TNT? Is anyone else got problems with TNT? Has anyone else's TNT decided it's not going to work? Because I can get Sky, but not TNT. What's happened here? Has anyone else got issues with TNT, or is it just me? Saying it's offline. It can't be offline. Can it? Right, okay. Let's see if we can find it a different way. Nathan said, "Oh, is yours gone as well, is it? Oh, right, okay. That's very strange, isn't it? It must be on another channel somewhere else. Let's have a look, shall we? Go on the English Premier League channel and go to Arsenal just to see if there's anything on there. It'll be on Optus Sports or something, won't it? I would imagine, somewhere along the way. Let's have a look what's going on. Oh, it's not just me then. That's all right. I'm glad it's not just me. I was getting worried for a minute. The fact that Sky was working made me think, well, it can't just be me, can it? Terry says, mine's working fine. Is it? Oh. That's not what we wanted to hear, though, is it? We wanted to hear that everybody's wasn't working. Now it's making me think that there's some problem with my internet or with our area or something, then I don't know. It's a bit strange, isn't it? No, it's still not working. Still not working. Right, is it on any other channel? It must be, mustn't it? It'll be on bloody Optus Sports or some shit, won't it? Surely. Let's have a look. It's not going to be on MLS channel, is it? What about ESPN Plus? ESPN Plus will have it on, won't it? Or not? No, it says offline. It says all of it's offline. This isn't good, is it? What about DAZN? DAZN will have it on, won't it? DAZN will have it on, I'm sure. DAZN always has it on. Well, DAZN's got something on. I'm not sure what it is because it's got adverts at the minute. Let's wait and see, sure. Let's see what DAZN's on. Nathan says Paramount Plus. Oh, is it on Paramount Plus, is it? I don't know if I can get Paramount Plus. Can I get Paramount Plus? Let's have a look. Anyway, there's some adverts going in, so I'm going to see what comes up on DAZN in a minute. It's saying live, so that's a start. What's live, we don't know. There's only 2 Champions League games, so you'd imagine it's going to be on one of their 2 main channels, wouldn't you? Or is it boxing? Or it might be boxing they've got on. What was we looking for? Oh yeah, Disney, no, Paramount Plus. I have found it on Sky Sports Uno. Sky Sports Uno? What's Sky Sports Uno? Anyone know what that is? Sky Sports Uno. Let's have a look. If I've got Sky Sports Uno. Don't know what country it is. All right. Where are we? I'm going to go back to TNT just to see TNT's decided he wants to get his acting gear for the second half or not. No, it's still not working. I'm going to go back to DAZN just to see if it's on a different DAZN channel. They've just got boxing on the one I just found. Because DAZN's normally pretty good, isn't it? That does Champions League, doesn't it? Well, that was DAZN 1. What's on DAZN 2? Adverts. Why do they have adverts on? Stupid, man. I bet there's adverts on all of them, all the channels. Oh, DAZN 3's got nothing on. You'd imagine 1 and 2 would have it on, wouldn't you? Oh, there's some football on here. What's this? Well, this looks like it might be Champions League. I don't know which game it is because they're just advertising at the minute. But says, check your browser settings. I was blocked because of an extension while I switch off. All right, okay. I'll have a look at that then. But I'm getting all the other channels. Anyway, let's have a look here what's on this DAZN channel. Oh, it says Champions League. Well, I've got a Champions League sign. Is it the Arsenal game or is it Man City? That's the only question now. And guess what? They've got adverts again. They have a million bloody adverts, don't they? Anyway, I don't suppose we've missed anything because I doubt the second half even started, is it? Terry says, mine's still working just fine, showing one-legged football. Oh, one-legged football. Seems a bit strange, doesn't it? Oh, is the Arsenal game? Oh, get it. Right, okay. Well, we're back. We are back. I found it on DAZN, so there you go. DAZN's got it. DAZN 4, in case you need a link or a channel, it's on DAZN 4. And we just get ready for the second half. There's a few Arsenal fans there in the stadium, of course. Oh, I can see Hilsey. Look, Hilsey's there. He loves it, doesn't he? Hilsey goes everywhere. So Hilsey is in the stadium tonight. Which Andrew says, I have Crick HD. Oh, right, okay. Crick, is that where it's on, is it? Terry says, just showing Man City highlights. All right, okay. Well, the teams are coming back out now. Well, Bayern Munich coming back out. Anyway. Oh, and now Arsenal coming back out as well, led by Martin Odegaard, of course. So we're going to get the second half underway. So it's all that messing around. It's only half time. Anyway, we didn't miss anything, did we? We bothered. No, we weren't bothered. Anyway, David Rowe is trotting back over to go into goal. And of course, it's going to be Arsenal kick off this second half. We'll be attacking the goal to our right, won't we? And we'll see if we can get the goal. If anyone's going to get a goal, this first goal could be absolutely pivotal tonight. And let's see who's going to get it. Nervy, isn't it? It is very tense. And Arsenal just doing their huddle. Not quite sure why you need a huddle when you've just had all of half time to go through that ritual. It's almost like they're doing it for show rather than because it means anything. Because surely they've done that in the change room, haven't they, before they've come out anyway. Terry says, all having a cuddle. Yeah, they're having a cuddle, yeah. That's all they do, really, aren't Regenda says, "Oh, mine, they've just come out. Oh, I might be a little bit ahead of you. Then I'm not normally ahead of anyone, so I'm quite pleased I've got this one now. I like to be ahead. Otherwise, people spoil it by saying, 'Oh, there's a goal in the chat.' It's like, yeah, well, we haven't got to that point yet, have we? So don't spoil it. Anyway, we're off and underway in the second half. Arsenal have got the ball, and David Raya has gone long over on that far side. Kai Havertz wins the header, but Declan Rice can't win the second one. The ball's inside the penalty area, and a shot comes in straight away there from Martin Odegaard, but he's fired it over the top of the crossbar into the Bayern Munich fans behind that goal. And there's a little bit of head tennis there on the edge of the area, and the ball fell to Martin Odegaard. It's a tight angle, and he's just lashed at that, and it's gone flying over the crossbar, and now Bayern Munich trying to come forward. Eric Dyer always looks like he's going to lose possession of the ball, doesn't he, when he's got it at his feet? He never looks comfortable, does he? But anyway, he did manage to keep possession on that particular occasion. And now Bayern Munich are trying to switch the ball over to that far side. Kimmich now bringing it forward. Finds Leroy Sané. Again, he's going to have a run at Tomiyasu. Touches it back to Kimmich. That's their danger this side. Cross comes in. Harry Kane with a header. Oh, it's hit the crossbar. And the rebound. Was that saved? Oh, that was incredible there. Harry Kane hit the crossbar with a header. And then the rebound has been pushed aside there by David Raya. It was Kimmich's cross. I think he may well have been offside in actual fact. In fact, it wasn't Harry Kane that headed it. It was the poster rebound. It was a lovely cross, actually, from Kimmich there. Really good. And then the header came in, hit a crossbar. David Raya was beaten, and then the rebound hit the post. In fact, it must have been deflected by David Raya. It's a corner to Bayern Munich. Wow. What a start to the second half. Martin Odegaard has just lashed one over at the other end, and then they just hit the bar. Was it Musale with that header? I'm not really sure who it was. I thought it was Harry Kane at first, but he was actually behind, and Harry Kane was actually in an offside position. So had he got a header in and he scored, it would have probably been disallowed. Anyway, it's a corner now on this near side to Bayern Munich. It's going to be Kimmich again with it. It's an in-swinger this time towards the far post. Again, it's an Arsenal head, gets it away. Now Martinelli's going to try a run up this near side. Doesn't get very far because he just had the ball taken off him. And in fact, the referee has given a free kick to Bayern Munich, which Martinelli disagrees with. Wearing gloves tonight. It's very cold in Munich, apparently. I was speaking to a couple of people earlier today, and they were saying it was didn't feel like April. It doesn't feel like April here. It was freezing cold here today as well. So join the club. That's all I said. Yeah, he did kind of catch him there, actually, Martinelli. And it is a free kick to Bayern Munich, which they have. Oh, no, they haven't taken. I'll say this is a replay of that earlier header. Was it the post or the crossbar? And all that rebound was deflected. Anyway, it's a free kick to Bayern Munich over on that far side. And it says there, who would you say is playing better? I think it's very even. Both teams have had good spells in the game. Bayern Munich have just come closest to scoring with that header hit the bar. Free kick comes in again, headed out again by Arsenal. We're hanging on a little bit here at the start of this second half. You have to say Bayern Munich have started really well in the since half time. Hopefully Arsenal aren't going to have a second half like we did on Sunday, because if we do, we will be in serious trouble. But no, it's been a pretty even game, actually. It's been a very even game. We've had a couple of good spells in that first half, one or two chances. Bayern Munich had one or two opportunities. And now at the start of the second half, Bayern just on top at the moment. But I say the game's been a sort of game where they'll have a good spell for 5 minutes. We'll have a good spell for 5 minutes. But they're having a good spell now. They're coming forward again. Bayern Munich, there's a player over on that far side. In fact, the pass doesn't find its target, actually. It's gone behind. And now Tomiyasu's gone down. He's saying he's got a... he's pointing towards his eye. Was it? I don't know what happened there. Anyway, it was a headed clearance, actually, from Manuel Neuer. Anyway, Tomiyasu's gone down. He's going to require some treatment. And the Bayern Munich subs are warming up, so they may well be making a change very, very shortly. And maybe Arsenal might need to, if Tomiyasu's not going to be fit to carry on. The last thing we need is Zinchenko coming on, though, isn't it? We don't need Zinchenko at all. Please don't bring him on. Gabriel said, "Sup, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well." Because Sane will love it if Kyrgios, if Kyrgios or Jorginho or Zinchenko come on. Oh, is it a contact lens issue? It seems like it might well be a contact lens issue for Tomiyasu. In fact, it is. He's lost a contact lens, so he's just getting a new one put in. Have each, I don't know how many of the players wear contact lenses actually, but have they got a load of spares for each different player? Because obviously they'll all have different prescription, won't they? So that's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, Tomiyasu has had to get his contact lens replaced, which he's just doing now. And these physio's got a little mirror for him to see what he's doing. That's quite funny. Well done. That's not something you see every day on a football pitch, is it? Play with a little vanity mirror to put their contact lens back in. Terry says, Tommy doing a Got I Love Gear impression. I don't know about that. But anyway, it's a throw which Tomiyasu is now going to take. Now he can see. Helpful to see, isn't it? To be honest with you, it's helpful that he can see. But is that so? The contact lens, if it fell out, it'll be on a pitch somewhere, won't it? I'm guessing. But anyway, the original one. But he's got a spare, as they all must have spares. Be interesting, though, wouldn't it? How many Arsenal players wear contact lenses anyway? Bukayo Saka on his near side. I'm sure he doesn't need to. Going past a couple of challenges, he's just inside the penalty area, plays it square to Martin Ødegaard. This is Arsenal's most threatening moment of this second half. Tomiyasu now in possession, and he miskicked the ball in. They given him the wrong contact lenses, maybe, because he went to kick the ball and completely missed it there. So maybe they've given him someone else's contact lenses. As long as they haven't given him Zinchenko's contact lenses, we should be all right. It's a throw to Arsenal, which Tomiyasu is going to take. And he's going to throw this long easy towards the inside the penalty area. Kai Havertz can't win the header. So Bayern get it away only as far as Declan Rice finds Martinelli. Done well, actually. Pulls it. Tomiyasu finds it. Martinelli inside the box. But again, Bayern Munich have defended really well when they've had to. And they cleared it away again. And that is going to be a free kick to Bayern Munich. Martin Ødegaard it was with the foul. And that was good defending again. I think it was De Ligt, actually. He's a good player, actually, De Ligt, isn't he? The Dutch defender for Bayern Munich. He had a decent game last week. He's pretty good, isn't he? But maybe he looks good because he's playing next to Eric Dyer, who's got the right name, because he is pretty dire, isn't he? Terry says, I reckon most must wear them with some of our passing. And well, no, maybe they don't. That's the point. Maybe they need to. Maybe they need to wear them more. I don't know. Anyway, we know for a fact Tomiyasu does now. We didn't before. So we've learned something tonight, haven't we? Be interesting to know if there's any others that do. But I just don't wear my glasses at all when I play football. That's pretty hard. I can't see what I'm doing. That's my excuse anyway. I just think contact lenses would be quite uncomfortable. I don't know. I mean, I've only had to wear glasses for the last few years anyway. But I don't know. Contact lenses, I don't know. They just don't really appeal to me. Having to stick them in your eyes and that. No. Anyway, Bukayo Saka now coming forward on his near side for Arsenal, just inside the penalty area again. He's trying to go around the outside, then tries to go around the inside, and then he has. He thought he'd won a corner, but I think it did come back off Saka. It did look like it had. Nathan said he's a very good player. No, I think he is. Yeah, he had a good game last week. He looks calm, doesn't he? He's calm defending, and he's very calm with the ball at his feet as well. And he's reads the game well. I like him. Yeah, I think he's decent. I think he is decent. And one or two good Dutch defenders at the minute, isn't there? So, yeah, he's a good player. Anyway, Bayern Munich have got a throw in just in front of Thomas Tuchel on this near side. It's thrown forward. Harry Kane wins the header, but it's going to go out for a throw to Arsenal. Marksy says Trossard warming up. A bit early though, isn't it? It's a bit early. I mean, he's warming up. There's a few Arsenal subs warming up, but I mean, Bayern have got 5 or 6 warming up. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be making a change yet. It's a chilly night, and you want to keep your subs warm. Martin Ødegaard was just held back there in midfield, and he's going to win a free kick. And there's going to be a yellow card, I believe, as well for the Bayern Munich player. And Harry Kane's asking what for. Well, it's because he pulled him back, mate. That's why. That's one of them fouls, isn't it, to stop a counter-attack. And I think that's fair enough, isn't it? It's number 27 that's been booked, which is Lamar or Lamar. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, yeah, we'll call him Conrad, shall we? He just received a yellow card. And that's the first yellow card of the night, I believe. He also got a free kick, which Declan Rice has took quickly to Bukayo Saka on his near side. Bukayo Saka's cross headed out again by Bayern Munich. They've been very strong in here, haven't they, defensively? Arsenal still in possession over on that far side with Gabriel Martinelli. He lines up across this time, but Emmanuel Neuer is going to come for that. No problem at all. Mark C says, come on, let's sharpen up that crossing. Indeed, yeah. Gabriel says, palms are literally sweating this game, giving you multiple heart attacks. It is very tense. It is absolutely very tense. And it's edge of the seat stuff in actual fact, isn't it? This is what two-leg games should be about, shouldn't they? It should be tense. It should be exciting. Saka's just done some great defensive work there, actually, on Lamar, who just got booked, and now Declan Rice can run clear on this near side. Keeps possession well for Arsenal. Plays the ball in field to William Saliba. Now it's with Jorginho. Just touches it off to Gabriel. Now it's out on that far side to Martinelli. He's going to try and get across, and he does get across in. Kai Havertz attacking that near post. Again, it's really good defending. Again, I think it was De Ligt. And again, it denies Arsenal a goal scoring opportunity. But again, it's in the box. Kai Havertz touches it off to Martin Odegaard. And again, he can't get through the Bayern Munich defence. They have defended extremely well tonight. And they've just lost the ball again, though. And it's played there too. That wasn't a great ball, was it? Just wasn't a great ball. Mark C says Odegaard is running in sand, get him off, he's knackered. The same thing happened, didn't it? And on Sunday, he just completely ran out of legs, didn't he, in that second half? After a good first half, a bit similar to tonight. You're right. He started towards the end of the first half. He was getting pushed off the ball a little bit too easily, wasn't he? But yeah, I kind of agree. There's something not right with Martin Odegaard. Gabriel says we're doing well, but our final third isn't good. We can't somehow connect the course. No, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We did get hurt. He did get hurt in the first half. Did he? Well, I don't know if he did he? I'm not really sure. Anyway, Bayern Munich coming forward now, but it wasn't a great ball. Oh, nearly a mistake from Gabriel. The pass back there nearly caught out David Raya. In fact, it went past the Arsenal goalkeeper. It's gone wide. It is going to be a corner, though. Oh, that was a bit of a miscommunication there. It wasn't actually a great ball from Bayern Munich looking for Harry Kane. And in the end, Gabriel was there, and that was a terrible back pass. Didn't even look. But luckily, it's gone behind for a corner to Bayern Munich. Wow, that could have been a disaster there, couldn't it? Anyway, we got away with it. And Martin Odegaard and Ben White in conversation there. But it is a corner which Kimmich is going to take on this near side. It's going to be an in-swinger with that right foot of his. Arsenal have dealt with these pretty well so far, haven't we? In fact, we've dealt with them really well. This one comes in again towards the far post. Again, it's an Arsenal head. I think it might have well have been Gabriel. But Bayern Munich pick up the loose ball. Cross comes in again. It's been overhit, though. It's gone behind. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. We've played 57.5 minutes at the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich nil, Arsenal nil. It's still 2-2 on aggregate. The longer the game goes on, the more tense it is. Patrick says, bring on Trossard now. Who for, Patrick? Who would you take off? I don't think we've done too bad. I think Martinelli's had a decent game. Saka's obviously having a decent game. Havertz isn't particularly not been involved, but would Trossard have any more impact in that position if he played there? I'm not sure. I don't know. I won't be making any subs yet. Mark says Odegaard. Yeah, well, I mean, I'd look at taking Odegaard off, but Trossard to play in that position there, I'm not really sure if that's the way forward, is it? If anything, he'll end up probably, you bring on Thomas Partey maybe, wouldn't you? Or Fabio Vieira. Anyway, Havertz is not getting anywhere near that ball either. And it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on this near side. And it was Lamar again. Patrick says Odegaard. Well, yeah, but Odegaard, Trossard coming on for Odegaard isn't really, I think that's going to open us up in midfield. See, Odegaard's just got pushed off the ball again. But we have one possession with William Saliba, now it's with Gabriel. And now Arsenal in the ascendancy. And that's a long ball over the top for Kai Havertz, and he can't quite keep it in. And it's gone behind for a goal kick. Terry says, take 29 off, Nelly down the middle and LT on the left. He won't do that, though, will he? Or Partey. Yeah, Partey would be a better swap maybe for Odegaard, wouldn't he? Mark C says, Fabio might be too lightweight for this. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think he definitely would, actually. That's a good point. He's just the most kind of similar player to Martin Odegaard, isn't he, that we've got. Gabriel says, would you rather sit back and preserve for extra time or push on for win and risk it? Well, I think you've got to try. At some point, we've got to try and win it, haven't we? At some point, we've got to maybe take a risk. Yeah, maybe get Jesus on. As you said there, Jesus is not a bad option. No, he's not. He's got a good record in the Champions League as well, and he's scoring. Anyway, it is Leroy Sané over on that far side, touches the ball back, and now it's a Bayern Munich pressure. We come up towards the hour mark. Still nothing to choose between these two teams over the two legs. It is still 2-2. Eric Dyer plays the ball out to that far side. Harry Kane's inside the box where you would expect him to be, and Arsenal have dealt with that pretty well. Tomiyasu actually, he's definitely got the right. He's definitely got the right contact lenses in now, hasn't he? Gabriel says, but Odegaard is crucial for our pressing. No, he is, but if he's not fit enough, he's not fit enough, is he? And then that's a problem. And Arsenal won the ball back with Declan Rice. Martin Odegaard now just touches it off to Rice again. Terry says, Arteta won't make a change until Tommy T has. Mark says he's dead on his feet. No, he looks dead on his feet. Anyway, Bayern Munich now coming through. Was that Harry Kane's shots deflected? It's going to be another corner. In fact, it wasn't. It was Goretzka's shot there that was deflected behind for another corner to Bayern Munich. They are putting on the pressure now, aren't they? Tomiyasu it was who got caught in possession there, got tackled, and then from that resulting counter-attack, it's led to another corner for Bayern Munich. I think Terry might be right, actually. I'm not sure Arteta's going to play his hand first. I just don't think he will. I think he will wait for Tommy Tickle to make his change, and then he'll probably think of doing one himself. You know, Bayern Munich have had 6 corners and Arsenal have had none. Wow, there you go. Anyway, it's going to be Kimmich again. He's taken them all, hasn't he? Joshua Kimmich, whatever side it is. This time it's on the near side again, so it's going to be an in-swinger. And Arsenal have dealt with these really well so far. Let's see what this delivery is like this time. Again, it's towards the foot. Oh, in fact, he curled it straight in, looking for, I don't know if he was looking to score directly from the corner, but it's gone behind anyway. General says, Odegaard has 2 or 3 players around him, so making it difficult to attack well. If he is taken off, they may well have some players free to attack us. Well, I mean, we can't afford passengers in a quarter-final of the Champions League, and he looks like he's struggling, as he did on Sunday against Villa. That change was maybe made a bit too late in that game to take him off. So, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying he's injured. I don't know. He just looks like he's been struggling in the second half. I know towards the end of the first half, I noticed there a bit as well. He didn't seem to be quite the same. Anyway, he's got the ball now on his near side, Martin Odegaard. That's a nice ball through, almost a nice ball through to Saka, but Saka couldn't get round the defender, and Bayern Munich can clear the ball away. And this was nice football actually through midfield. Martin Odegaard just lost another tackle, and now Munich can come forward over on that far side. It's very, very tense this game now, isn't it? Kimmich now attacking over on that far side for Bayern Munich. Now it's played again out to that far side to Leroy Sané. Can he get a cross in? Oh, David Raya's got a touch on it. It's come to this near side. Arsenal haven't really dealt with it. Cross comes back in again. Header comes in. Oh, and Bayern have scored. Who was picking him up? I do not know. It's Kimmich who scored with a header, diving header. Nobody picked him up. And that is poor defending there from Arsenal. We were looking a little bit shaky just before. David Raya pushed the cross away from the far side. It came to the near side, the cross back into the box. And nobody picked up the run of Kimmich there. It was given the freedom of the Bayern Munich, or the Arsenal penalty area, sorry. And he was able to put his header into the corner. And he's been a decent player over the 2 legs, hasn't he, Joshua Kimmich? And he's got another goal there. I mean, who was picking him up? Who was picking him up? Nobody. Who went with him and stopped? Was that Martinelli? Somebody was with him, and then they stopped, and he just carried on his run and headed into the corner. I mean, it's a good finish, but even so, Mark C says Nelly. Yeah, I thought it was Nelly. Yeah. He was with him, wasn't he? And then what did he stop for? He just stopped tracking him. Dear, oh dear. I mean, yeah, okay. Should that really be his job? Well, no, I suppose it is his job because Kimmich is the fullback and he's the wide midfield player. So, yeah, it is his job. And he started to go with him and then stopped. I don't know what on earth he was doing there. Nathan says, get out to your man quicker, White. Yeah, maybe you could say Ben White could have done a bit better there, but he's tracked him, hasn't he, that far? If you tracked a player that far, you know, you've got to carry on when the ball's in the penalty area. You can't just stop and let him get a run on you. Anyway, Bayern Munich are looking to come forward again. Let's hope Arsenal don't fall apart in this game. because that would be a dangerous space over on that far side for Leroy Sané. Again, Bayern have got a bit between their teeth now. You do feel the ball on the overlap. Was that Kimmich again? He's certainly he's been a great player over these 2 legs, hasn't he? Gabriel says, I officially hate Kimmich. Well, you know, Terry says, good header, but Reyes should be saved. Now, see, I'm not sure if he could. He's headed back, isn't it? The cross is coming. He's moving that way, and he's headed it the other side. Anyway, Bayern now coming forward on this near side, a bit of space. Is this going to be 2-0? The ball across the box. Shot comes in. Oh, he's hit it high over the bar. Was that Sané? Oh, dear, Leroy Sané missed a big chance to make it 2-0. And if you remember last week, we missed a big chance to make it 2-0. Look what happened. Anyway, that ball there, and it was, it was a difficult one to hit. He's on his weaker foot and he's leaning back. Ferry says, come on, AirPod, save our season. Well, something's going to have to happen because we're going to have to score a goal now from somewhere or we're going out. Because if it finishes like this, we are out of the Champions League. Let's see what Arteta's got up his sleeve, shall we? Or AirPod Albert, one of those two. Somebody needs to do something. But let's not panic yet. There's still 25 minutes to play. There's plenty of time. We don't need to panic yet, do we? And make silly changes. We can just be calm. We've had chances in this game. Mark C says they're not sure. Without fresh legs on, we've got the juice to turn this around. I don't know. I'm looking at the bench thinking, okay, Trossard, yes, you can see Trossard maybe making a difference. Obviously, Jesus and Trossard last week made a difference. They came on and created a goal. Other than that, though, I don't see too much hope with fresh legs, really, that's going to be able to turn this around. I mean, we only need 1 goal and we'll send it to extra time, but which, you know, we're certainly capable of scoring 1 goal. We've shown that already tonight, haven't we? Anyway, Jorginho just committed a foul and Jorginho is going to get a yellow card as well. In fact, he's not, is he? Is it one of the Bayern Munich coaches, actually? The referee's run over to give a yellow card to one of the Bayern Munich coaches. Anyway, Trossard and Jesus are both coming on. Just as we were talking about them two there, wasn't we? And Mark C says, here come Jesus and Trossard. Indeed, they do. And Jorginho's going off. So it's a change of shape. And who's going off for Trossard? Martinelli. I think Martinelli, until that goal, when he obviously didn't track his man, he actually had a decent game going forward. But that was a bad mistake by him. It's cost us a goal. And now it's Trossard and Jesus. So we're going to change our shape slightly, aren't we? Is Havertz going to go into that midfield role, which never works. But anyway, I think that might well be what we're doing. It seems it is because Havertz has now come very deep. And Arsenal have won the ball back actually with Jesus. That was his first touch. But he can't get on the second ball. And there's another free kick there. Trossard's first involvement is to give away a free kick. So Trossard and Jesus straight away getting involved, actually. They look quite fired up, those two, don't they? And we need something from one of them, certainly. It was a good win of the ball, actually, by De Ligt twice. And then the second time he was caught by Trossard. I like him. He's a good player. It's a shame he looks like Eric Dyer so much because he is a great player, actually. Him and Kimmich are decent, aren't they, the pair of them? Anyway, it's a free kick to Bayern Munich. You do feel as though if they get a second goal, we are done for. Anyway, that's a decent free kick. Oh, and Harry Kane was looking to get on the end of that. In fact, it was De Ligt who was looking to get on the end of it. Gabriel says, did their manager get sent off? No, I think it was one of the coaches got a yellow card. It wasn't Tommy Tickle. It wasn't him. It was one of the coaches, I think. Not quite sure why, because they just won a free kick. I'm not sure what he would be complaining about. But anyway, it was a yellow card. He wasn't sent off. At least I don't think he was sent off. But it wasn't the manager anyway. It was a coach. Anyway, Arsenal now with some work to do in the last 22 minutes. Have we got 22 minutes left of our season? That could be where we're at, in all honesty, because you do feel as though 2 defeats in a row without scoring at this point in the season is not going to be something that we're going to be able to recover from sufficiently to overturn the lead that Man City have at top of the Premier League. Anyway, there's still, as I say, over 20 minutes to play. So there's still time. That's the one good thing. And it was a late goal last week, wasn't it, that gave us that draw. Can we repeat the trick? Will it be Jesus and Trossard combining again? It's Gabriel currently on the ball. Plays it out to that far side to Tomiyasu. Now it's with Trossard, actually. And the stream's decided, so this particular stream's decided it's going to play up, is it? Oh, no, it's back again now. Anyway. William Saliba's now in possession for Arsenal. Plays it in to Declan Rice. This stream's not playing ball, I'm afraid. Might have to find another one. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look, shall we? I mean, it is working. It's just not really working particularly well. It keeps buffering. That's no good, is it? That is no good at all. I might go back to the other one, actually. So, do we see if TNT is working again, shall we? We can always come back to this one. We know where it is now. It's DAZN 4. Let's just have a look if TNT is working. I bet it's not. I'm going to quickly check because that one's doing my head in. So let's have a look. It was on. So let's see if it's back. Oh, it's back. It is back. Good. Right. TNT's back, guys. TNT is back. It is a corner, is it, to Bayern Munich? Again, it's going to be Kimmich with it from that far side in towards the near post. Header's flicked on. It's going to come all the way across here to the near side. Arsenal have dealt with that particularly well. We're into the last 20 minutes here in the Allianz Arena. And Arsenal are on the verge of elimination. Terry says we're having plenty of the ball but doing nothing with it. That's been a case in quite a number of games, hasn't it? We're very good at keeping the ball. Not always the most effective with it. You know, the one thing we have done tonight is kept Harry Kane pretty quiet, actually, which is a good thing. But obviously, when you need a goal, let's have a look and see. The ball is now back with goalkeeper Neuer. Plays out this near side. Bayern quite happy to keep possession, but it's just gone out actually for a throw. And Tommy Tuchel hasn't actually made any subs yet. Or has he made a sub? No, he hasn't made any subs yet, has he? They've got a few injury problems, Bayern Munich, as well, haven't they, as we know. Gabriel T says Sane is smoking as he's playing well, isn't he, Leroy Sane? He had a good time at Man City. I can't remember why he actually left now, because he was decent for Man City, wasn't he, Leroy Sane? He's a good player. Anyway, Arsenal trying to come forward, but Bayern defending in numbers, and they're going to probably do that for the rest of this game, aren't they? Eric Dyer there with his England teammate Bukayo Saka wins that tackle. Terry says Kane must be due a penalty shortly. There's only 17 minutes left. Well, yeah, he generally gets one a game against us, doesn't he? Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal now on this near side. Bukayo Saka is going to take this. He's going to in-swing this. It's our first corner of the game, guys. 73 and a half minutes. It's our first corner of the game. How exciting. Are we going to get a goal from it? That's the question, isn't it? Bukayo Saka's delivery to the far post. Goalkeeper Neuer comes all the way, gets a touch. It's gone behind for another corner over the other side this time. Mark C says Saka's been played to death by Mikel Arteta. He has, yeah. He plays every game, doesn't he? Let's be honest. That wasn't a bad corner, actually, but I don't know why Neuer actually came for that. He didn't really need to, did he? Anyway, Declan Rice is going to take this corner, and he just had a plastic cup thrown towards him by the Bayern Munich fans. That's why you weren't allowed at the Emirates, mate. That's the reason. You can't behave yourselves, can you? Come on. What are you doing? Throwing plastic cups at Declan. That's not right, is it? There we go. Anyway, this corner's coming in. Gabriel is trying to get on the end of it at a far post. Declan Rice's ball towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Again, it's a German header, Bayern Munich head that gets the ball. And in fact, the referee's given a free kick anyway. Gabriel says, if we win against Bayern, I'll let them bottle the league and not be mad. Well, no, a semi-final's no good, is it, mate? We're getting to a semi-final. If we win the Champions League, they can bottle the league all they like. I wouldn't be bothered at all. But to bottle the league and just get through to the semi-final and get knocked out isn't really good enough, is it? Anyway, Bayern are making their first substitution now. It's going to be a defensive change. It is going to be the left back, who's normally a right back for them. Mazraoui has gone off, and it's Kim Min-jae, the Korean, who has come on. So that's their first change. It's a defensive change there. And a right back who plays left back did well, actually, considering he's not in his normal position, is he? So a bit like Tommy Esso, I suppose, in a way, though, isn't it? Maybe. And Nathan says Tuchel shutting up shop. Indeed, yeah. And obviously you've got to play the game that you've got, haven't you? And that's what he's done. Anyway, Bayern Munich coming forward looking for a second goal. A shot comes in? Was that deflected? It was deflected. It's another corner to Bayern Munich. That was enterprising play there. Was it Musali, who's had a good game in actual fact, hasn't he? Musiala, sorry. And his shot there was deflected behind for a corner. Actually, no, was that Guerrero? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a corner with 14 minutes to play here in the Allianz Arena in Munich. Mark C says there they are putting fresh legs on at left back to take Saka totally out of this match. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, and I say that the left back wasn't actually a left back, is he? Anyway, Kimmich, the goal scorer, is taking this corner. He's probably going to end up winning player of the match, isn't he? Kimmich, you would imagine. That corner wasn't great again, though, was it? Headed away by Gabriel Jesus, I think it was. And the ball is now played back to Manuel Neuer inside the centre circle. And he clips it long up this near side, looking for Eric Dyer. And there it is with Kim, who's just come on, the little Korean, to play at left back. He looks more like a natural left back. One, he's wearing number 3, and 2, he looks left-footed. So he looks maybe more of a left back than the guy who's just gone off. And he plays it back to the goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer. 77 minutes on the clock. It is still Bayern Munich 1, Arsenal 0, which is 3-2 to Munich on aggregate. And they are very close to the semi-final. Gabriel T says 27%, we tie it. Well, I don't know what the 27% is. I'm not too sure. We need to have a few shots at goal if we're going to get level. Anyway, Saka now cutting in from that near side. Was he fouled by Kim? He was. And it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. So let's see if we can get an opportunity here. Time is very, very much against us, though, isn't it? As we move towards the final, 12 minutes here. And it could well be the final 12 minutes of our season. Mark C says, we've really not created enough in the final third tonight. We need a stroke of luck to get us level now. Yeah, no, absolutely right. We do. Will it come from this free kick? Martin Odegaard with it. Thinks over towards that far post. He's overhit it. It's gone behind for a goal kick again. Not a great delivery. Gabriel was trying to get himself on the end of that, but it was overhit. Gabriel T says probability. Yeah, but I mean, I would say this, what's that based on? Do you know what I mean? It's like the probability of Arsenal scoring in this game is probably more than 27%, isn't it? Because of the attacking talent that we've got on the pitch. It looks like Manchester City have equalised at the Etihad. Just going to see the goal now. It is, they've equalised. It's Kevin De Bruyne with 15 minutes to play there. Is that one going to extra time? Kevin De Bruyne scored for Manchester City. So they've managed to get themselves level. The holders and Arsenal get themselves level. Mark C says sloppy free kick. It was. That kind of sums up, like you said, it sums up our night in that final third, doesn't it? It really does. Anyway, Bayern Munich coming forward again. A second. Oh, that was almost threaded through to Harry Kane. Was that William Saliba? Just stuck out a leg, got in the way of that. And that was so important because Harry Kane would have been in on goal and only one result would have come from that. You imagine. Nathan says De Bruyne, obviously. Well, it was going to be De Bruyne or Haaland, wasn't it? Let's be honest. One or the other. It happens to be De Bruyne. And that game may well be going to extra time. Can we force this to extra time in the last 10 minutes here? We need to find a goal. And we haven't scored a goal in the last game and almost 2 games now. Anyway, Declan Rice bringing it forward. Spreads it through towards Gabriel Jesus. The angle's very tight. He's fired it over the bar. I think he was offside anyway. And it was a terrible finish in any case. He was offside. Went too early, didn't he? Or did Declan Rice maybe not release the ball early enough? Yeah, I think maybe that there's an argument for that as well, isn't there? Maybe Declan could have just threaded that ball through a fraction of a second earlier. And maybe it would have been a different outcome. But we've had 7 attempts and 2 corners, and Bayern have had 12 attempts and 8 corners. When you look at it like that, you'd have to say maybe Bayern just about deserve it. But there's still 10 minutes to play. And can Arsenal find something here? Find something special and spectacular late on to win this game. Well, not win this game, to tie it up first of all, and then maybe go on and win it afterwards. But anyway, it's a free kick to Bayern Munich on this near side. Ben White thought it was him just getting there ahead of Guerrero or kicking it off Guerrero, but the linesman gave it there to Bayern Munich. Gabriel says, terrible shot from Jones. It was offside anyway. And it was a terrible shot. You're right. There's no excuse, even if you're offside for a shot like that. You know, Harry Kane, who's been kept largely quiet tonight, is just conceded a throw there off William Saliba. Arsenal now trying to hurry things along, and time is against us. We're into the last 9 minutes or 8.5 minutes of normal time. There's not going to be a massive chunk of stoppage time either, is there? Because there's not been too many stoppages, and they don't add it. They don't add on extra time in the Champions League, do they? You're looking at, I reckon, at the moment we're looking at about 3 minutes, unless there's more stoppages coming up. Plus, obviously, the 8 minutes or so that remain. And Bayern are keeping possession well on this near side. This is the experience, isn't it, of a team that have been here and done it before, you know, have won trophies. This is what happens. This is how you manage a game, isn't it? And they're doing it pretty well, Bayern Munich, you have to say. And this is a Thomas Tuchel team. What a good coach can do. It's what a good coach can do, guys. Mark C says we'll get 2 minutes. So I don't know. I'm expecting 3 or 4 at the moment. We'll see what happens between now and the end of the game, I suppose. Gabriel T says Man City winning a treble again will end us all well. Won't be ideal, will it? Oh, and suddenly Bayern Munich have got a player over here on the near side. They've got a chance to make it 2-0 again. Though William Saliba's in the way of the ball to Harry Kane. Well, we've shut Harry Kane down pretty well tonight. Unfortunately, the one defensive mistake that we've made has cost us the goal. But we do still have a little bit of time to try to redeem it and see if we can send this to extra time. But we're going to have to, like we said before, we're going to have to have some shots at goal. And we haven't managed to do that, have we, for a long time? I can't remember the last. I don't think Neuer's made a save in the second half, has he? He made a couple in the first half, but not in the second half at all. And certainly not since we went 1-0 down. It's not like we've chucked everything at it. Yes, and Bayern Munich have kept the ball well, and you have to give them credit for that. But this is a Champions League quarter-final. You're not going to be given an easy ride, are you? You're going to have to earn it. And we're going to have to earn the right here to keep ourselves in this competition in these last 6 or 7 minutes of normal time that do remain. Ben White now on this near side. Saka's been cut off, so he goes back to William Saliba. Mark C says we're not winning much ball in midfield now either. No, we're not. No, we've just, I don't know. It's a little bit like the Aston Villa game in a way that it's kind of drifted away from us in the second half, hasn't it? It's not as bad as Sunday, of course not. No, but the result is going to end up being just as bad by the look of it. Anyway, Bayern Munich now. There's going to be a yellow card. Is that Ben White? Was it clattered one of the Munich players there off the ball? It was Ben White. Maybe a little bit of frustration showing there. It was Guerrero who was fouled, and it is a yellow card for Ben White. And you can't really have too many complaints about that, to be honest, because he did absolutely clump him off the ball. And, yeah, fair enough. Yellow card, really. Gabriel T says a smash and grab goal. Well, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We need something. Anyway, it's a free kick to Bayern at the moment, which... Manuel Neuer is going to take her into the last 5.5 minutes of normal time. And if we're totally honest, we don't look like getting this equaliser, do we? Terry says even Dyer is looking comfortable on the ball, says it all really. I mean, to be fair, he didn't play badly last week and he hasn't played badly today, to be totally honest. I mean, you know, he's still Eric Dyer and he's still absolute nightmare, isn't he? But he's actually not played too bad in both games, I don't think. There's a foul now, though, to Arsenal. Might well be another yellow card. Gabriel Jesus has gone down, holding his knee. And it was Musiala, it was with a foul. He does make a drama every time he's even touched any Gabriel Jesus. One thing I don't like about him. Yes, I mean, that's a foul, but did he need to go down like that? No, he didn't, did he? Come on, mate. He does it all the time. Anyway, it's a Man City thing, isn't it? That's where he's got that from. It's a pet thing. Anyway, Martin Odegaard's going to take this free kick. And it is midway inside the German. Oh, Eddie Nketiah's coming on. Eddie Nketiah's coming on, guys. Let's get excited. Eddie Nketiah's coming on. Tomiyasu's going off. Eddie Nketiah is going to save the day. Eddie is going to save the day. He's going to score 2 goals in these last 5 minutes and win us this tie. You watch. Eddie Nketiah is going to do it. Yeah, Tomiyasu's gone off. He played well, Tomiyasu. He did play well, Tomiyasu. Anyway, this free kick now for Martin Odegaard on this far side, which in towards the penalty area. It's headed out. In fact, it's a free kick. Gabriel was a little bit too keen. Committed a foul on De Ligt. And it is going to be a free kick to Bayern Munich. Gabriel says, watch Eddie score now. Well, it'll be nice. But Mark C says, we don't like scoring if we play for another 4 hours. Well, let's hope we can play for another half an hour at least. But we need to score to do that. Nathan says, I think I would look okay with De Ligt and Kimmich alongside me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those two are brilliant, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant. Gabriel says, if Eddie scores today, I'm buying an Eddie shirt. You do that, my friend. And send us a picture as well. Anyway, Bayern are in behind here, looking for a second goal inside the penalty across the box. Good save, actually, from David Raya. Well, he cut out the cross. It wasn't really a shot so much from this near side. That was a good enterprising run from Guerrero, I think that was actually. He's normally a left back, isn't he? And he's playing on the wing tonight due to their injuries. They've got injury issues, Bayern Munich, by the way. It's not even their full strength team. Terry says Arteta has conceded the season by bringing on Eddie. It's the white flag, isn't it? The white flag's gone up. Eddie Nketiah is coming on. And you actually will score now. Anyway, Saka's going to get in, is he? No, he's not. See, good defending again. But Martin Odegaard inside the box. Martin Odegaard shot into the side netting. Did the goalkeeper get a touch on it? Martin Odegaard's convinced it did. I wasn't convinced it did. I thought he went straight into the side netting, if I'm honest. Neuer's got a little sheepish look on his face, actually. So maybe he knows that he did touch it. Let's have a look at the replay from behind the goal. Well, he did touch it. It was going wide anyway, but he did definitely touch it, the goalkeeper there. Oh, Colonel says, come on, Eddie. Mark C says, this tactic of having 3 players standing in offside position when getting ready for a free kick hasn't worked for us all night. So why are we keep on doing it? Well, we do this all the time, don't we? We've done it most of the season. Anyway, another defender's coming on for Bayern Munich, Upamecano, the Frenchman. It wasn't Arsenal interested in buying him at one time, I seem to remember. Anyway, it's Leroy Sané going off. He's done his job, hasn't he, tonight for Bayern Munich. Looks like he's hobbling a little bit. And Upamecano is coming on, or Upamecano. Is it Meccano, like the old game that used to be? We used to put the metal bits together. Anyway, Gabriel T says, Odegaard. It's a goal kick, which it should have been a corner, but it is a goal kick, which Neuer takes. And now Bayern Munich trying to get the ball forward. Ben White, though, touches it back to David Raya. We're into the last 90 seconds of normal time, plus whatever stoppage time is remaining. It does look as though Arsenal are going out of the Champions League. Gabriel T says that's a corner. Well, it should have been, but it wasn't. How was it a goal kick? Because the linesman didn't see it, did he? Anyway, Saka, that's a poor touch. We're into the last minute of the 90. Arsenal suddenly starting to show a little bit more urgency now to get the ball forward. Ben White throws it into the penalty area. Upamecano there with his first touch. Strong defensive play from the big Frenchman. It's gone out though for a throw to Arsenal. See the stoppage time just about to come. What are we saying? Three minutes, do you reckon? Maybe 4? Anyway, Arsenal are coming forward looking for this equaliser. Martin Odegaard again gets pushed off the ball rather too easily. And now, William Saliba's lost out on a challenge there. And suddenly now there's an opportunity here for Bayern Munich on the counter-attack. Harry Kane plays it through on that far side. Is it going to be 2-0 to finish us off? Shot comes in. David Raya saves it. And we've survived a little bit longer. We're just about to find out the stoppage time. I didn't see the ball because of that attack there. Colonel says Arteta made us defensively worse with the subs and cost us the midfield battle. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I agree. I suppose we had to take a risk at some point. We had to try and get a goal. We still have to try and get a goal. Let's see if we can. With the 90 minutes is up. What stoppage time is it? I'm going for 4 minutes. Oh, 4 minutes. Look at that. Dead right again. I do know my stoppage time, don't I? I'm pretty good at guessing that right. It is 4 minutes. So maybe one more added on. Mark C says Saliba pulled out of that tackle. Well, he did seem to, didn't he? Are we going to get a dramatic equaliser here? We are coming forward on that far side. Trossard's not had much impact here. Eddie Nketiah now on the ball. It's the first time he's touched it, I think. And he's been on the field, 6 minutes. Declan Rice's ball. Can Saka get there? Pull it back. He can. Can Arsenal get a finish on it? No, they can't. Upperman Kano's there. And then the referee's blown his whistle. It's going to be a free kick. And you have to say Bayern Munich have been very, very solid defensively tonight. They really have. They defended that well. It was a good ball, actually. It was Kai Havertz trying to get in there, but Kai Havertz has conceded a foul. We've played 1 of the 4 minutes of stoppage time. Mikel Arteta isn't particularly happy. He's pointing at his watch. Well, mate, we haven't done enough, have we? It's no good worrying about the time. We haven't done enough in the time that we've played, certainly in the final third, not in the second half. It's a little bit of a similar drop-off in the second half as we had on Sunday. Not quite as much, obviously, but anyway, Harry Kane plays that ball out to the far side. Wasn't a good ball, actually, cut out by Gabriel. Now he's found Kai Havertz, who's fouled, and that will surely be a yellow card as well. That's one of them fouls to stop a counter-attack. And I think it was Kimmich, the goal scorer, with that yellow card. We've played 1.5 minutes of the 4 of stoppage time, and Arsenal very, very close here to going out of the Champions League and possibly our season in tatters once again when the going gets tough. But we've still got time over on that far side. Trossard lost the ball, though, and it's going to come back out to Declan Rice. We've played 2 minutes of the 4. In fact, there's going to be a free kick to Bayern Munich. Trossard's committed the foul on Harry Kane. And Harry Kane is not very happy. Well, it's not Harry Kane that's been fouled. He's not very happy. Gabriel T says the Kimmich mentality knocked us out. Well, his goal certainly has knocked us out, if that's the way it stays. And he's been the best player on the pitch tonight, actually, Joshua Kimmich. And he wasn't far off being the best player on the pitch last week either, to be fair. Can we guess what Terry's going to be saying here? What do we reckon? Where do you reckon this is leading? I think we all know, don't we? See if we can guess the rest of it. I think I know what the next couple of letters might be. Anyway, it's a free kick to Bayern Munich. And we have played 2.5 minutes. Gabriel Jesus got himself a yellow card in all of that kind of carry on after that free kick. Manuel Neuer just kicks it long. It's going to go all the way through to David Raya. There's about 1 minute left. And Arsenal haven't really looked like scoring, have we, to be honest, tonight? We haven't looked like scoring at all. Oh, we look like we're going to score now. I'm not convinced we will. Gabriel T says it's PSG's fault for making Kimmich angry. Well, Kimmich is just a great player, isn't he? And that wasn't a great ball, but another great piece of defending there by Bayern Munich. It is a throw to Arsenal into the last minute, deep into the last minute of stoppage time. Again, there's some plastic bottles being thrown onto the pitch over on that far side where Gabriel Jesus is about to take this throw. Is this going to be Arsenal's last chance? It may well be. Thrown in towards the near post. Again, Bayern Munich have defended it well, cleared it long, and time is very much against Arsenal. David Raya has come into the Bayern Munich half to get this ball to take this throw. Is he going to take the throw himself? Is he, David Raya? I think he is. No, he's not. He's given it instead to Declan Rice. Throws it to William Saliba. It's all looking very desperate for Arsenal into the last 15 seconds of stoppage time. Will we get one more chance? It's now or never for Arsenal in the Champions League this season, possibly for the season itself. Ben White on his near side. We need to get the ball in the box. Bukayo Saka, is he going to be able to get a shot away? No, he's not, because he's fouled. This is it now for Arsenal. It is now or never. Arsenal got a free kick. Took it quickly. Ben White was in. Was that too quick? Why didn't we try for a shot at goal? It's gone behind for a corner. And we took that free kick far too quickly there. We needed a cool head and to get an actual proper shot at goal. We have got a corner, but this is it now for Arsenal. We've played over the 4 minutes. David Raya is coming up for this corner. Wouldn't that be a story? If David Raya was to get the goal, Saka is going to take this corner on the near side. This is Arsenal's last chance. The corner comes in towards the near post, headed out. Terrible corner. The full-time whistle's gone, and Arsenal are out of the Champions League. It has finished here. Bayern Munich 1, Arsenal 0. That is 3-2 on aggregate to Bayern Munich. And Arsenal did not do anywhere near enough tonight to win this game and go through. It was a second-half header from Joshua Kimmich, the best player on the pitch by quite some distance, that won the game. It was a terrible defensive mistake in the end by Arsenal to concede that goal. And the second half wasn't really good enough, was it? Bayern just maybe edged it. For a long time, there was nothing to choose between the sides. But when it's mattered again, Arsenal have come up short. Couldn't score a goal when we needed one. The two managers, Aaron and Brace, and Thomas Tuchel has instigated this victory for Bayern Munich. Nathan says pathetic corner. It was a pathetic corner. It didn't even beat the first man. The last chance of the game, you just got to get it. It's got to be a decent delivery. It wasn't, and that is it. Phil says it wasn't to be. We didn't threaten at all. No, we didn't. That's that though, isn't it? That to me, that's a typical Champions League Arsenal performance. You know, we haven't won away from home in a quarter-final or a semi-final for a long time. Arteta almost looks as though he's got tears in his eyes. I think he knows the season's done. I think he knows he's not good enough for this job to take us to that next level. And I think that's where we are. Greg says, Arteta to Spain. Well, hopefully somewhere. Mark C says, same old, must. Exactly, yeah. When the pressure's on, when we've got these difficult games where we've got to show something different, we haven't got it about us. We have not got it about us. And whether that's just down to the manager, a lot of it is down to the manager. Whether it's down to the mentality of some of these players, weak mentality, yes, I think it is. Not enough leaders, not enough winners, and I think that's crucial. And you can see when in these type of moments of a season, you know, the season's going to fall apart now. We've got a massive game now against Wolves on Saturday night. It's a big game, and Wolves away is not going to be easy. The way we're playing at the minute, you know, it's 3 games without a win. Terry says Arteta didn't have a clue. No, he didn't have a clue. He didn't have a clue because he only knows one thing. He only knows one thing, and if that one thing isn't working, he doesn't know what to do to put it right, to change it. He doesn't know what to do. In the end today, what did he do? He threw on Jesus and Nketiah, so we had no shape. We lost the midfield battle, as we mentioned before, and yeah, we did not create. Neuer didn't have a save to make in that second half. Well, he made a save that wasn't given as a save, that was going wide anyway. We didn't have a shot on target in the second half. And that's not good enough. You know, Bayern had 2 or 3 chances and they wasn't brilliant. Let's not make any bones about it. They're not a brilliant Bayern Munich side. They're not. They did enough to beat us over 2 legs. And yes, they probably did just about shade it. They just about shaded it. And, you know, you have to congratulate them and look at our issues and say, are we really good enough? Are we good enough? And people say, well, it's our first season back in the Champions League. Did we expect to win it? No, I never expected us to win it. I didn't even expect us to get to the quarterfinals, if I'm totally honest. So we've probably done better than I anticipated in this competition. But is that really good enough? Again, when the pressure's on, this is the point I'll always come back to. When the pressure's on, when it really matters, we fail. We failed time and time again under this manager. You know, we lost a Europa League semi-final. We've lost a Carabao Cup semi-final. We've lost the Champions League quarter-final. We lost in the Europa League last year in the round of 16. And in the title race, 2 seasons running, we've been in a strong position and we've blown it. And it's a recurring thing. We blew the top 4 the season before that. You know, we just know this manager cannot get us over the line. And all the improvements that he's made and all this, that and the other, fair enough. You know, that's all great. But how long do we keep failing at the final hurdle before we say enough's enough? And let's get someone in to take this on, to try and take us. There's no guarantees. We could get Tommy T here, right? We could get him, and he's a good manager. He's a very good coach, knows what he's doing, right? There's no guarantee that he can take us to the next level. But it's quite clear after this amount of time that Arteta can't do it. He's brought us so far, and that's great. And Mikel, we thank you for what you've done. You've got us from 8th place that you took us down to. You've now got us to 2nd place in the league, or maybe 3rd, wherever we're going to finish. You've got us back in the Champions League 2 seasons in a row. You've got us to a quarter-final. Brilliant. But you've never been able to get anything over the line. So thanks for what you've done. And hopefully we can get someone in who can take that next step and move us up that next level, which is winning trophies. And it doesn't matter, does it? People say, oh, you know, how can you win the league against this Man City team? Well, you can. We've been ahead of them 2 seasons running. And that was down to us to finish it off, and we didn't. And then you're saying, well, you know, but what's the excuse of winning some of the other trophies? Well, okay, the Champions League is difficult, right? I'm not going to lie, we've never won it. But certainly the 2 domestic cups, let's try and win both of them. One of them will do to start with. Get a trophy on the board. Put something there to say, look, I can win a trophy. I can get us over the line. That's what he's got to do. And he hasn't done it again 4 seasons in a row now. He's failed to bring us a trophy despite all that money being spent. I mean, Bayern to celebrate like they've won the World Cup. Fair play to them. They beat us fair and square. Mark C says, we've plan A and plan A. Exactly, yeah. What we've got is we've got plan A and plan A light. I think that's what it is. Because the plan A, the second plan A, is not as good as the first plan A, is it? So we've got plan A and plan A light. That's what we've got. Terry says, 700 million down the drain. We ain't winning nothing with Arteta and half of this squad. I agree with it. I agree with it, absolutely. Terry says, relax, people. We're only in phase 4. Is it phase 4 or is it phase 5 now? Anyway, the Man City game's gone to extra time, by the way. So Bayern Munich aren't going to find out who they're going to play in the semi-final quite yet. And I know what people will say. Oh, good. It's good that Man City have got extra time. It might knacker them out a little bit. They've got an FA Cup semi-final at the weekend. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're not catching them in the league. That's for dead certain. Gabriel says we're finished now. Man City is officially going to win the treble. Well, I don't know about the treble. They're certainly going to win the Premier League. Mark C says we don't have a striker on the books who defenders are scared of. Absolutely not. Henri made defenders worry. We've got no one with that aura now. No, we don't. And I don't even think teams are that scared of us anyway. You look at our team and you think we've got a lot of very, very similar players, haven't we? They're all very similar. They're all very nice. They're all very comfortable on the ball. They're all very skillful players, but they're all very similar. That's what they are. We don't have anything different, do we? We don't have anybody that anybody would be scared of because I don't see that at all about us. We don't look that type of team, do we? We're too nice and we're too pretty. You need a few nasty players in your team, don't you? And you need some players, like you said, that have got that aura about them that people are frightened of. We don't. You wouldn't be frightened playing this Arsenal team, would you? You would not be frightened to play us. I'm not saying, obviously we've beaten a lot of teams, we win a lot of games, but teams aren't frightened of us, are they? I don't think. I can't see why they would be. Terry says Arteta did win a pizza tray against Pepe at the start of the season. Well, I suppose he did. Yeah, we already counted that, are we? We've got Hassan with us there. I'm guessing you're a Bayern Munich fan, and well done to you. Look forward to the next round for you. Enjoy it. Because you're not going to win your domestic. Well, you can't win your domestic league. You're out of all the cups. And of course, we've got a little bit. We do have a little bit of a soft spot for Bayern Munich on this channel because, of course, that is Andreas's German team. So we do have a little soft spot for them. Obviously, we didn't have a soft spot for them tonight. But in general, we do. And if it's going to be, if now looking at the teams that's left in it, I would rather Bayern Munich win it, I suppose. Although the Harry Kane thing is kind of against that, really, isn't it? But anyway, I don't actually care. I don't care who wins it. We're out. It's finished. Greg says, problem is all the time he gets us in Champions League, the board will love it because they're making money. Yeah, I know you see. And what I don't understand about this, right, Greg? And it's like when Arsene Wenger was getting us in the Champions League every year, we wasn't winning anything. Well, we did win some FA Cups, actually. But apart from that, we wasn't winning the league. We wasn't winning the Champions League. We were getting top 4 every year. And the fans were saying it wasn't good enough. They were demanding Wenger out because that wasn't good enough. We were quite often top of the league in February, March, sometimes in April. We were in quarterfinals, sometimes semi-finals of Champions League. We got far in the cups, League Cup finals, League Cup semi-finals. We never got a trophy, right? And the top 4 wasn't good enough for the fans in. And we were doing better then than we're doing now. In the overall scheme of things, when you look at our record in all the competitions together, we were doing better then. It wasn't good enough. And now suddenly, Mikel Arteta comes in with his nice hair and his, Spanishness about him. And suddenly it's good enough now to be doing worse. It's actually, now it's good enough. That's okay. It's acceptable. Not just for the board, but for the actual fans. The fans are happy. The fans are happy that we're now not as bad as we were when Mikel Arteta first came in. But we're exactly the same as we were in the last few years of Arsene Wenger. And don't forget, before that, he was having to sell all our players because of the stadium. It's only now that he's been able, not now, but it was only right at the end when he was able to, buy players like Ozil and Sanchez and all that kind of stuff. He still couldn't get it over the line. But neither can Arteta. And he spent 700 million. Come on. Mark C says, in the summer, unless we cough up for a striker like Osimhen, we don't have that cutting edge up front. He doesn't want a striker, does he? He doesn't want a striker like that. He's been here 4.5 years and he's only bought one striker, and that's Gabriel Jesus, who's not a proper striker anyway. He doesn't want a striker. If he did, he would have bought one by now. He would have bought 2 or 3 because that's what you do, don't you? Yes, you sort out your defence. You don't want to concede goals. Absolutely right. Brilliant. But what you've got to do then is you've got to start getting your striker in. And that's what you've got to do, and he hasn't done it. He's bought one, technically a striker. He'd rather play Kai Havertz as a striker than actually buy a proper striker. That's obvious. It's obvious. He's not going to buy a striker because then where's he play Kai Havertz? Kai Havertz can't play that midfield role. It doesn't work. The only position Kai Havertz can play is at number 9. So he's going to be there, isn't he? And Gabriel Jesus will be the backup like he was tonight. And that's it. We're not buying a striker. Absolutely no chance. We need to. He won't. He won't do it. While this manager's here, we're not going to buy an Ivan Toney. We're not going to buy a Ollie Watkins. We're not going to buy a number 9 who plays as number 9. Even Solanke would be an upgrade on what we've got. He won't do it. Gabriel T says, Community Shield winner 2023. You'll never sing that. Everyone sings that. Gabriel says, Chelsea spending 600 million and not winning, but Wenger couldn't win because not spending enough. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that's the only reason, but, you know, we were just the same then as we are now. If Wenger had money back then, we'd be winning trophies. Oh, absolutely, I would imagine we would have been, yeah. Nathan says, surely this is a crossroads. You've had enough of a sample size now. He has shown he's not at a required level to get it over the line. The best clubs in the world are ruthless. He needs to go. Nathan, you've summed that up there. Absolutely spot on, my friend. That is exactly right. The best clubs in the world are ruthless. You know, Tommy Tuchel won the Champions League at Chelsea and got sacked. That's levels that the clubs have got. That's the ambition that big clubs have got, ambitious clubs have got. And you can guarantee that if Pep was to go 2 seasons without winning anything, not 4 seasons, by the way, 2 seasons, Man City would get rid of him and get someone else in. Of course they would. But you're right, they are ruthless. And we're not ruthless. We don't care about winning. We haven't cared about winning. The club as a whole haven't cared about winning since the move to the Emirates. And now it's all about the atmosphere in the stadium, or it's all about a dog at the training ground. It's all about good vibes. I preferred it in those days under Wenger when the same things were happening, but at least everybody knew where they were. I don't know. Terry says we will buy a striker for next season because Pepe bought Haaland 2 seasons ago. No, I don't think you will. I don't think you will. Gabriel says PSG won League One every year, but can't win a European Champions League with Messi and Mbappe and Neymar. Well, they're through, aren't they? The semi-final. Maybe they might win it this year. With the likes of Ramos. It's not about class players. No, it's not just about class players. No, it's about a manager that can build a team and gel all those players together. That's what you've got to do, haven't you? You've got to be able to do that. And that's the one thing that the top managers do, don't they? You know, you can spend all the money in the world, but if you don't spend it in the right way, Mikel Arteta spent 700 million, but he's wasted probably 400 million of that on players that are not either no longer at the club anymore or sit on the bench and never get on. Fabio Vieira, what is he doing at this club? We've invested a lot of money in him. He never comes on. If he's not good enough to come on and play in a quarter final of Champions League when you're losing away 1-0, and he's not good enough to come on and replace a tired Martin Odegaard, what was the point of having him there? What's the point of paying that money for him? And these are players that Mikel Arteta has bought himself. It's not like players he inherited. And people are saying at the beginning, he had a lot of a mess to clear up. No, he didn't have a mess to clear up. He had players at that club that had reached a European final the season before, players that ended up winning him an FA Cup. So the players were good enough. He just didn't know how to deal with them. He couldn't. He had this style in his head, and the players that he had, he wasn't able to get that style of play. So he got rid of a lot of them, and then he's replaced them with players that fit his system but haven't got that winning mentality. We don't have a plan B. We don't have enough good backup on the bench because he doesn't want to make changes to the team because he only trusts 14 players in his squad. We might as well sell 15 players this summer and not bother replacing them, because even if we do, he's not going to pick anyone else. He's only trusts the players that he trusts. You're never going to win anything with that small group of players. And this is why what he needed to do was he needed to make changes to the team, changes to the squad throughout the season, so that they all was getting minutes to play. They were all sharp. So when they were needed, they would be able to step up to the level. After time, the ones that come in can't step up to the level. There was a nice moment I just saw at the end of the game. Harry Kane, obviously Bukayo Saka is really upset. Harry Kane is England captain, came over to him, and that was really nice, actually. Well done, Harry Kane, for that. That was a great moment, actually. I just saw that there. Brilliant from Harry Kane. You know, he gets a lot of stick from us, rightly so sometimes, but you have to say that was really, really a great gesture from him for his England teammate. And that's what you want, isn't it? Terry says, We shouldn't give Arteta another penny to spend. Make Edu sell our players, whatever he makes, Arteta can spend. Well, yes, sell some of those players that he's wasting money on, absolutely. Mark C says it's clear several first teamers need a rest. Yeah, they need a rest, but they're never going to get a rest because when they do get a rest and he brings in the squad players haven't played enough football, so they're not sharp enough, and then they make mistakes and we lose, or they can't play the system as well because they're not used to it. And that's what happens. You've got to do it sensibly throughout the season, haven't you? I would say every 6 or 7 games, you leave Saka out of the team, put someone else in, give them a game. That's what you do every 6 or 7 games. But you don't make 5 changes in one game. You make 1 or 2 here and there every so often. You keep doing it every game or every couple of games. You don't pick the same team 3 or 4 games in a row. No, you keep making 1 or 2 little changes, and that keeps the team fresh and it keeps the players on the bench. It keeps them sharp and ready to play when they're needed. So when you do have to make changes because you get injuries or players get tired, your players can come in. Thomas Partey on the bench, he's not played. He hasn't played. Fabio Vieira hasn't played. Mohamed Elneny, what on earth is he still doing at the club? Never plays. Kyrgios had a couple of decent games, a few decent games. Got roasted a little bit in the first half. That's it. He's gone now. Zinchenko, what is he even doing here? Ridiculous. Emil Smith-Rowe, why is he still here? He's never going to be trusted, is he? Reece Nelson, the same. He's never going to be trusted. Trossard and Jesus he loves, and Eddie Nketiah keeps throwing him on when the games are dead. I don't know what's going on. This is our squad. It's not good enough, is it? The manager's not good enough. The team aren't good enough. And unless we're happy to stay at this level, keep coming 2nd or 3rd or 4th every year, get knocked out of all the cups, don't really make a big challenge of anything, then that's fine. Terry says, Foden, Mr. Sitter. Oh, that's a shame. Gabriel says Klopp rotates his squad too much and gets smoked for it. Yeah, because you can't do it too much, can you? You can't make 7 or 8 changes in one game and expect it to work because there'll be players who haven't played enough. You've got to do it sensibly in the weeks leading up to it. That's how you've got to manage your squad. But Arteta's too scared that he doesn't trust his players. He's too scared to lose, so he keeps playing the same players. And eventually we get to this point in the season and they're all dead on their feet. And they can't raise their level when you need to. This is the time of the season when it's no good. You can play really well between August and March. It's irrelevant because you then, in April and May, you've got to raise their level from that. And if you just stay at that same level, you're never going to get things over the line. And that's what we've done. That's what we did last season. Everyone else starts raising their level and we don't because we're not able to. We don't have another level. We're playing at a maximum level and then we just run out of legs. Harry Kane's been interviewed. We don't want to listen to Harry Kane, do we? Because we just don't really. Terry says Saka has been crap last few games, just like last season. Yeah, when the pressure's on and he overplayed. Mark C says the lad is tired. Yeah, so that's bad management, isn't it? That's bad management of the player. Like I said, leave him out of the team every 5-6 games. Leave him out of the team. Leave him on the bench every so often. Give him a rest. Let someone else come in. Give them some game time. Let them play a bit more regular. That's how you do it. It's obvious. That's how you manage a squad. Greg says, we've only got one way to play. The manager and players should be able to adapt to the game, but they can't. They're not allowed. The players aren't allowed to adapt to anything. The players have got to carry out Mikel Arteta's instructions to the letter. That's the reason why Emil Smith-Rowe doesn't play, because it doesn't suit his play. It doesn't suit his game. That's why Kieran Tierney got sent out on loan. Doesn't suit his game. That's why Aubameyang got kicked out of the club. That's why Lacazette never worked out. That's why all those players have gone. Right? Pepe, another player, was top scorer under this manager. Got rid of him because he couldn't play the system, and that's the way it is. Mark C says Mikel Arteta is too rigid. He is exactly. Terry says I agree, Mark. So why not? Well, don't drop him. You just rest him, don't you? You rest him every few games. That's what you do. Terry says bang on. I was just going to say that it is not about making so many changes. The fans look at the team sheet and think what's going on. It's about tweaking it slightly to give every player time. Exactly, that's what you do. Surely that's the way. That's the way you manage your squad. Look what Pep does. And okay, yeah, Pep's got a bigger squad, right? However they put their squad together, they've got a bigger squad, so they can do it more. But he doesn't generally make 6 or 7 changes, does he? He makes 2 or 3 here and there every couple of games. Keeps everybody fresh. So when they need it to come in, they do the job. And when it comes to this point in the season, his key players aren't running on empty. Anyway. Gabriel says players fumbled it as well, but Arteta needs to realise they need killer instinct to finish games off or score when the match. Exactly, mate, exactly. Mark says, anyway, night chaps roll on Saturday. Can't decide whether or not to be enthusiastic for it. Well, we have to win, quite honestly. That's it. We just have to win. we can't control what Man City are going to do. They will probably win all their games, but we can't just say, well, let's just doesn't matter now. Like last season when we, as soon as it looked very difficult, as soon as it started to look very difficult, it was like we almost gave up that game against Brighton, Nottingham Forest. Whereas this season, I want to see us keep winning. And whether Man City win all their games or not, we need to be there to take advantage if they lose. So every single game now is important. We've got to bounce back from this. We've got to bounce back from Villa. And we've got to go to Wolves on Saturday and win that game. So, I mean, it's difficult to feel enthusiastic at the moment because of the week we've had. Absolutely, it's not. But we've just got to win our game. That's all we can do. Gabriel says... Pep has 115 charges. Yeah, but then they're going to get away with it, aren't they? They're definitely going to get away with it. Stephen says, I'm fed up with all the negativity. Why don't all you lot join the Sky team and hate us? Sorry, but I'm angry every time we lose. Two-faced when we're winning, like most of the fan streams. Well, no, but you see, the point is, Stephen, right? Football is a very emotional sport. So as fans, when our team wins, obviously we're happy. Of course we're happy. We've won. Brilliant. What more is there as a fan? You want to see your team win, right? When you win, you're happy. And when you don't win, when you see your team going through the same things year after year, then of course you're not going to be happy, are you? What we're supposed to do is sit here and be happy and say, oh yeah, brilliant. We've just we only lost 1-0 to Bayern Munich. They're quite a good team, aren't they? A few years ago, we would have lost that game 3-0. So that's an improvement, isn't it? Do you want us to be like that? Or do you want us to be realistic and say, do you know what? We're Arsenal. We've had the same manager now for 4.5 years. We've invested a lot of time and money in him, and he's not able to get us over the line to win us trophies, any trophies. He's not able to do it. And it's the same every year. Now, are we supposed to be happy with that? It wasn't good enough when Arsene Wenger was manager. Fans like yourself were probably screaming Wenger out, right? Paying for helicopters to fly over the stadium with banners saying Wenger out, right? And now suddenly we're not doing better than we was then. Let's not kid ourselves. We're in exactly the same position. We were getting knocked out Champions League quarterfinals 10 years ago. We were, top of the league in February and March and then coming third or fourth, right? That's what we were doing then. That's what we're doing now. It's no different. So why don't you feel the same? Why aren't you as angry as you was then about Arsene Wenger? Why are you not now? I feel exactly the same. I was angry and annoyed at the time when that was happening before, and I'm angry and annoyed now when it's happening again. It's no different. And if Mikel Arteta goes and someone else comes in and the same thing happens again, I'll still be angry and annoyed because I want Arsenal to be successful. I want the team to be winning trophies. I want to feel that elation that Man City fans feel, winning trophies. And other teams, that win trophies. Liverpool won a trophy this season. I want us to feel that. We've had it before. We can win trophies. We've spent a lot of money and investment in this team. We should be demanding now that we're winning a trophy. It doesn't matter to me if it's the FA Cup for now or it's even a Carabao Cup for now. Arteta needed to win a trophy this season. He needed to win one, and he hasn't. Again, 4 seasons in a row. No other Arsenal manager since Herbert Chapman back in the 1920s has gone their first full seasons without winning a trophy. No other manager's done it. So why is Mikel Arteta going to get a 5th season? Why? What makes him so special that he deserves that when he's proved nothing on the pitch? Every time we get to this point in the season, we fall apart. And that's the way it is, mate. That's the way it is. And if you're happy with that, that's fine. Be happy with that. I don't care. If you want to be happy with that, that's up to you, honestly. But I want more for this great club. I want more for this great club now. 4 years of this is too long. We need more. And this manager clearly showing he can't give us that extra bit that we need. He is the Brendan Rodgers. He is our Brendan Rodgers. We need to find our Jurgen Klopp. That's what we need to do. Who that is, I don't know. But there'll be someone out there that's better than him. I guarantee it there will. Mark C says, latest Terry says, Stephen, it's time to admit we're crap. Well, we're not crap. We're just not able to get it over the line, are we? Gabriel C says, we've got to win every single game because I don't see City losing apart from Spurs. City won't lose to Spurs, mate. No, not at the end of the season, they won't. We've got to go to Spurs. We've got to go to Man U. We're probably not going to win every game. We have to, I agree. I don't think we will. I think we've got some difficult games. We're not in great form. Confidence has gone. I think belief has gone. All those kind of things. Nathan says, thanks for the stream. See you all soon. Yeah, we'll see him probably Saturday, mate, I would imagine. Terry says, night to Nathan. Greg says, obviously, Stephen, you're happy with mediocre football after watching Arsenal play for nearly 6 years. We should be demanding trophies every year. You see, Greg, this is why I like you, because, you've got that right mentality that we should all have. You like me, you go back even further. We were talking about this the other night, wasn't we? And I can remember when we were a lot worse than we are now, right? Absolutely, I can. And you can remember even worse than that. You can remember relegation battles in the 1970s, I'm assuming, yeah? So, we've seen worse, but we've also seen a lot better. We've experienced great moments. And why can't we want more of that? It's not wrong to want more of that, is it? And yeah, we're Arsenal. That's what we are. Stephen says, I'm emotional. I'm not happy. Supported them for 60 years. We could still win the Prem. I've not given up. And we're not crap. No, I don't think we're crap. I don't think we're crap. That wasn't my comment. But what we're not able to do is get it over the line now. This is 4 seasons in a row of falling apart at the end. And yeah, you're right. The league's not over yet. It's not mathematically. But I think mentally we've gone. And I think Saturday now is going to decide that for me. If we go to Wolves and we're just not up for that game, and you can see mentally we've gone and we lose that game, it's all over. We'll all admit that. I'm sure even you'd admit that. Yeah. If we go to Wolves on Saturday, we show a big, massive reaction to the last week, and we go over there and we put in a great performance and win that game. It keeps it alive. And then maybe we can push on from there and try and bear in mind the next game after that's the derby away at Tottenham, and that is going to be. They can't wait to finish us off, can they? Now they can't wait to finish us off. And it's like that season when we were invincible. You go back 60 years. You'll probably remember us winning the league twice at Tottenham's ground. I can remember the 2004 one, and we knew before that game that everything was with us, and there was no way they were going to stop us winning the league that day. There was no way on earth they were going to beat us and stop us winning the league, right? And now it's the other way around. We're going there, and there's no way they are going to let us win that game. They are going to end their hopes. They're going to do everything they can to do that, right? So that's going to be a more tougher game than it's ever been. And that's the way it is. They're going to want to stick that knife in and finish us off. If we beat Wolves, if we don't beat Wolves, then Tottenham won't get an opportunity because we'd already have blown it ourselves. But if we do beat Wolves and technically we're still in it, they will. Well, we've got Chelsea to come as well first, and then Tottenham. If we're still in it, then they will finish us off. Don't you worry about that. Terry agrees with Greg, of course. Gabriel says, I'm off to watch City Madrid game. See you later, my friend. We'll speak very soon, I'm sure. Hopefully the Oil Club loses well. We'll see. I doubt they will, but you never know, I suppose. We all live in hope. Greg says, years ago, players play for the badge. The passion isn't there anymore. They play for the money now, mate. Although I do see something in some of these Arsenal players now that maybe makes me suggest that they are playing for the badge, but it's not as many of them. It's not as many of them as you need. I get the feeling some of them are. I think Bukayo Saka does, absolutely 1,000,000%. I think Declan Rice does 1,000,000%. Some of the others, I'm not convinced that they do. Really, I'm not. And I think you're right. Steven says, fair point. So look, at the end of the day, mate, we all of us here, I'm sure everyone who watches this channel on a regular basis, what we want to see Arsenal being successful, right? It's been a big part of our life. It's been a big part of your life for 60 years. It's been 45 years for me, right? Since I've been following Arsenal. So, we've gone back a long time, and all we want to see is a successful Arsenal team. And we want to see the club doing well, and we want to see us winning trophies again. That's what we want to see. That's what we're desperate for. And, when we're not able to do it, despite the time and investment and support that this manager's had, there's got to be a time when we say, you know what, how much longer can we keep doing this? Arsene Wenger got away with it, if you want to look at it like that, for quite a long time. But for me, there were circumstances for that. He brought us such great success previously. We had the stadium move to negotiate. He was never going to be able to invest money in the team. We had to make do with what we had, and they knew that he was the only manager who could have got the most out of it for us, and that's exactly how it proved to be, right? So Arsene Wenger maybe deserved a little bit more time, and Arteta hasn't earned that. He's had 4 years now, and he hasn't earned that right. Getting us back into challenging for 30 games is not enough. It's not enough anymore. It was enough. It's not enough anymore. We've got to make that next step. And I just can't see he's going to be able to do that. I can't see him able to do it. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't see it in him. I don't see he's hang on, let's listen to him now. He's just coming on here actually.
Disappointed cannot find the right words to leave them. I wish I had. We have to go through it. We tried against a team that has a lot of experience, and yeah, through the tie, I think the margins have been very small. There are moments that we've been better. We give them 2 goals in a tie that's a big advantage to give away. And today you could see that it was a margin of error, 0. We made a mistake defending the box, big one, and we conceded the goal. And then it was difficult. We tried in many different ways, but it's difficult. And it's the moment to stay next to the players, give them support, and stick to them, because they are the ones that have taken us in this journey.
Yeah, you made the substitutions. You threw everything at it at the end. Did it just miss that magic moment that sometimes a game like this needs?
It has to be, or a mistake of them, or a magic moment. Normally, we unlock this tie, and the first one, we then managed to win it at the end, and we could have done. I think we were better than them, and today we have a lot of moments of dominance. But that spark around the box is what you need in these ties too.
The progression that this side is on, though, is the first season back in the Champions League. When the dust has settled, can you turn this around and use it as the beginning, not the end of the Champions League?
Well, that's for sure. Obviously, the club has been without playing Champions League for 7 years, and you wanted to play in the first year, and you want to be in the semi-finals of the final. Now, we all wanted that so badly, but you can see in many other clubs that it takes them sometimes 6-7 years to get to that stage. But we're very close. That's the reality.
You're also very close to the Premier League still. So now, how do you make sure that those heads don't drop and you finish the season as strongly as you can?
Because what we have to play is beautiful. 6 games to go. We are 2 points behind City, and a very difficult schedule for everybody. And we have to go through the pain tonight, and tomorrow get up and come with the same attitude that we came here, and hopefully beat Wolves.
Thanks, Mikel. Thanks for talking to us.
Well, there's the excuses straight away there. It takes some teams 7-8 years to do well in the Champions League, so he's just bought himself a few more years, isn't he? Rather than actually admitting, no, I haven't really got a clue what I'm doing. I'm never going to be able to solve this. But anyway, that was quite funny, wasn't it? Terry says, we need to be looking for a new manager now. We can't waste another season under this nearly man fraud. He's not going anywhere, Terry. I think we all deep down we know that, don't we? Stephen says, thanks for calming me down and thinking clearly. Knee-jerk reaction. Well, good stuff, my friend. Good stuff. That's what we're here for. I'll always try to be fair. And all I want, like you, like all of us, we just want to see Arsenal doing well, don't we? We're all frustrated tonight. We're all frustrated after Sunday, and I'm sure after. By the time Saturday night comes around and the Wolves game's here, we'll all be raring to go, won't we? And trying to push us forward, and hopefully we can win that game. And who knows? You have to keep believing while it's still possible, mathematically possible. You've got to keep believing. I always do, but Saturday now is the crucial one, isn't it? I think if we lose Saturday, we have to hold our hands up, all of us, and say that's it. It's done. The season's done. Maybe this manager's done. From us, he won't be done at the club, but you know what I mean. Terry says, good to hear, Stephen. Deep breaths. Yeah, sometimes you need deep breaths, don't you? You do need deep breaths. But yeah, I mean, we wasn't quite good enough tonight. We wasn't quite good enough, was we? We didn't create enough chances, and it was reasonably comfortable, I felt, for Bayern Munich in that second half after they scored to see that through. Mikel Arteta's right there. They've got experience, they have, and we don't. And that's an issue, yes, and that's a problem. And we're only going to get that by playing more of these type of games. But how many more of these type of games are we going to get? Are we going to get in this position again? We don't know, do we? Because it's not easy. It's not easy, is it? But anyway, it is what it is. It's over and done with. Our season, our Champions League season is gone. It's done. Alongside the Carabao Cup, that was ages ago. The FA Cup, that was ages ago. And of course, the Champions League now as well. That is gone. There is one left. The Premier League we're hanging on by a thread, and Man City are extra time tonight, so they're in the FA Cup. So we've got a chance to go top again at the weekend, assuming we can beat Wolves. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is, and yeah, we'll have to get over it. Stevie says, thanks, Terry. Greg says, we're all gooners, love the club, all passionate, but we know how it goes. Exactly, yeah, you're right. And that's it, isn't it? We just want to see the club do well. That's all we want. Terry says, "You're welcome, mate. Just glad you're feeling." But exactly, that's what we're here for. You know, it's almost like a therapy session. This channel, actually, for most people, I think. So if you're feeling down in the dumps because we've just lost, come and join us over here, and we'll cheer you up. We'll get you, you know, feeling better about life and everything. So, but yes, that's it then. Thank you for watching, guys. You know, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Please give us a like as well. It's been a pleasure to have your company. Wasn't what we wanted to see tonight. We were hoping for. I must admit, I wasn't confident that we could win. I thought we had a chance. Of course, you know, we had a fair chance to win, but I wasn't confident we would. And it's turned out not to go our way, and that's it. But you know, we're back again. Well, I'll be back on Friday for the Arsenal Women's show. The Arsenal women do quite often cheer us up in these moments. So join us on Friday. Well, actually, Andreas won't be here because he's flying over to London for the game on Sunday. But I'll be here to go through. We'll look back on the Bristol City game, look ahead to the Leicester game. So that's going to be good. And of course, Saturday evening, 7:30 kickoff. We'll be at 7:15 for the Wolves game. We do need to, you know, bounce back. Quite honestly, we've got to bounce back, haven't we? So let's do that, and let's see where we are. And then, of course, on Sunday we'll be here for the women's game against Leicester at the Emirates. So lots of stuff still to come on the channel. So, you know, we're feeling a little bit sorry for ourselves tonight, but we'll soon pick ourselves up and we'll be happy by the end of the weekend, won't we? Of course we will. Stephen says, cheers, mate. No worries at all. You are welcome. Phil says, we didn't do as bad as I was thinking. I don't know. I thought that game kind of went as I thought it would, in terms of it was always going to be tight, as Mikel Arteta rightly said again, small margins. It's small margins. It was always going to be small margins. And unfortunately tonight, that those small margins went against us. And yeah, I'm not totally surprised, but obviously disappointed. Of course, we all are. Greg says, uplifting Friday is coming, so all is well. Thanks, Richard. No, exactly, mate. We'll cheer you up Friday. Don't you worry about that. And of course, Saturday night we'll be back for the Wolves game as well. So lots to look forward to. Lots to come on the channel, of course, as always. Terry says, night, Richard, Greg, Stephen. Hope to see you all again real soon. Come on, you guys, hit that like button before you go. Indeed, give us a like before you go, and subscribe and everything else. And I will see you on Friday for a women's show, and of course, I will see you on Saturday for the. Are we going to bounce back? Can we do it? Yes, we can. Will we do it though? I don't know. Let's wait and see. It's going to be fun, isn't it? So join us for that. But I'll see you Friday at 7:30, guys. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your week. And yeah, we're out of the Champions League. Not an unfamiliar feeling. Let's be totally honest. As Arsenal fans, we kind of used to go out of the Champions League, aren't we? It's what we do. But yeah, sorry it couldn't be a better night. Stephen says good night to Terry. Yeah, see you all later, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you Friday. Come on, you guys.